1430 ESPN Beaver Dam, ESPNWisconsin.com, the ESPN app, your Alexa smart speaker, streaming live video, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and, of course, everything you need on WisconsinOnDemand.com and the Wisconsin On Demand app. I'm Jason Wilde in Green Bay. Hunter Vaughn is our cousin sub of the day for the overworked, underappreciated Jesse Nelson. Hi, Hunter. How are you?
Good morning. I'm good. It's always a good day when I get to work with the two of you.
Oh, we're happy to have you.
How fun was the other day when you were working and we got some Gerald Ford in real time?
That was incredible.
Yeah, that was fun.
I could have never dreamed of a better show.
I just love the fact that Andy North casually's dropping that he's golfing. Gerald Ford, okay, presidents, Bob Hope.
Yeah,
I was thinking the other day, who's there right now that's talking about, I played around with Bob Hope. Yeah, it's good.
And does so nonchalantly.
It was completely, and not like braggy at all, just normal stuff.
Him and Hope are playing. Boom, that's it. And, of course, the Packers Hall of Famer who is with Hunter and donut-eating Jesse in the Everlight Solar ESPN Madison studios. It is Mark Tauscher. Tausch, good morning. How are you?
I'm doing good. Hunter, is that a Fresno State Bulldog? Is that what we're...
Yeah.
That's a good-looking mascot, the Bulldog.
Yeah, I like the Mountain West.
Yeah.
It's after the Big Ten, my second favorite conference.
Are they still a conference, though?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're still a thing. They're not like the Pac-12. Yeah, for now. They'll get cannibalized by the SEC and Big Ten. But, yeah, I love the Mountain West, love Fresno State. They're going to be my go-to on college
football 25. So
you're a
25. Cowboys fan, Fresno State.
I'm barely a Fresno State fan.
Well,
it's more like
you're wearing a shirt.
I know, but...
Well, who's your baseball team? Is it the Brewers?
Yeah, it's the Brewers.
Okay.
And then the Bucks.
All right.
Yep.
We can live with that.
Who are the members of the Mountain West Conference?
Oh, he's not going to get... He'll get like 3.
No, Wyoming.
Okay.
Fresno State.
How can you even know now, though?
The Mountain West hasn't changed much.
Boise State left, right?
No, Boise State's still there.
Well, Boise State Boise State jumped into the Mountain West then because they weren't... Colorado State's
there, they were
right?
in the WAC at one time.
Was Colorado State in the Mountain West?
Yes.
Air Force.
Air Force is there.
Okay. You know what? Yeah, I know the Mountain West, too. I'm a big Mountain West fan.
It's a great conference.
Air Force, Boise, Fresno, Colorado State. You've gotten those.
San Diego State.
You got Wyoming. You got San Diego State.
San Jose State.
Yep.
We've got New Mexico.
UTEP. I feel
New
like
Mexico.
UTEP is probably in there.
No, UTEP's Conference
no
USA.
UTEP. Yeah,
Okay.
no UTEP.
Hawaii.
Is Hawaii? Hawaii?
I'm not seeing Hawaii on this list.
I thought they were for football, but then basketball, they're in like the WAC.
You're forgetting the alma mater of the Green Bay Packers starting quarterback.
Utah State.
Indeed.
Oh, yeah. And then Nevada.
The fighting Gary Andersons. Tony Mall fighting Nevadans.
The two Nevada schools, Nevada Reno and Nevada Las Vegas. All right. That has been your walk through the Mountain West Conference, brought to you by Fortria. I still
can't believe how much money Fortria is paying for those studies. That is a whopper. That blew my mind yesterday. I almost spit out my coffee. I'm like, just wait a second. Where's this read been? I don't even remember how. I think it was like $20,000.
$27,000. Yes,
it's a pretty good little chunk of change.
Yes. So I mentioned Brian Windhorst. I do want to get to that audio. That was really something. And I don't know, Tausch, did you watch the game last night?
I did watch some of it. It's the first bits and pieces. I had a little Prize Picks action down, and it didn't go well again. So I did watch, and I was very unimpressed with Luka Doncic as well.
He's a whiner.
Yeah, I can't stand the constant. If you want to complain about a couple of calls and try to, I get it. That's what everybody does. But every play, and the fact that he is as good offensively and as bad defensively, and what Wendy said, I thought about anyone there to tell him that he needs to get his blank together.
Yeah.
It's the hardest thing for young stars to have when you don't have anyone. When you come into the league, and he came in as a young player from, I don't remember what league it was, but he had dominated that league, came in and was scoring the way he did. When you don't have anybody that you listen to, it's really tough. And I think that's where he's at. And hopefully somebody gets to him and says, "This man, You're a great offensive player, but everybody on earth is coming at you because you can't defend a chair. And maybe that will spur him on, but I think he's going to have to go through a little process to get there.
Well, we'll get to that. We're going to talk to Evan Cohen from Unsportsmanlike coming up. But I don't call for the ball to start the show.
Lord knows you don't. We're all aware.
I know who stirs the drink around here. And usually it's a cup of Karuba coffee from Quick Trip. But we had another softball game last night. The Cardinals improved to 2-0. But I don't think I did anything thank you, Hunter. I don't think I did anything wrong at all. But my
you sound
friend,
like Luka Doncic.
And assistant coach, which is, it's kind of strange because Melissa knows way more about softball than I do, but she doesn't want to be a head coach. She's done it a lot, so she didn't want to do that. So I'm the head coach for the second straight year. And we had a bit of a disagreement at the end of the game, she and I. Not heated, not angry like sometimes you and I get at each other, although rarely. But there was a play, and I reacted, and the umpire took what I said and did it, and Melissa thought I should have kept my mouth shut. So I'm going to paint the picture for you, okay?
Okay.
The Cardinals have an 8-0 lead. We have cobbled together a team with a few of our best players missing. We've had a good night. Everybody's kind of come through in their various roles. It is the bottom of the fourth inning. This is the last inning. We're up against the clock. So the Pirates are the home team. They're batting. They load the bases with 2 outs. And a girl dribbles a short little out in front of the plate ball to the pitcher, who flips it to the catcher, who tags the runner sliding into home. And the umpire calls her safe. Except it's a force play, and she had her foot on home plate well before she tried to apply the tag. And I am not an arguer with umpires. I do the Tausch.
I sense that you are.
No, I'm really not. But I do use your technique of, look like a pretty good pitch. You're right where you want to be. Throw that one again, kind of a thing. But that's all I do. But I reacted and said, wait, isn't it a force play? And the umpire said, yes, you're right. She's out. And the game was over. And Melissa thought I should have let them score a run and not protested the call.
Why?
I'm not wrong on this, right?
No, you're not. What's Melissa's deal?
Melissa just wanted the Pirates to have the feeling of scoring a run, which would have usually been the kind of thing that I might have done because, I want everybody to feel good and, be happy with themselves.
If you were on the other team, would you have been irritated with Jason Wilde?
I did apologize to the coach for reacting and to the umpire.
Why?
Because I don't usually talk back like that. But it was a clear force play. The bases were loaded.
You want the kids to understand the rules. You want the umps to make sure they understand the rules. Now, can you go overboard sometimes? Absolutely. I think we all have, anybody that's coached. But if it's right, it's right. And if it's not, you let them know. Usually you don't get calls changed. The only time I've really been irritated is when we had the father-son poo-poo platter, and old boy from home plate decided to call the ball. That was it was just one of the most ridiculous things. And then the other thing, and Max has started umping, and I've told him from the jump, hey, be loud, be decisive, and even if you're wrong, you can apologize later. Maybe I missed that one, but just be loud and make sure you're authoritative about it. I don't have a problem. You can be wrong. I might say, Blue, you got that one wrong, and I'm not going to sit there and harp on it the rest of the game, but that's all part of the deal. And the ump needs to know, if you don't know it's a force out, and I get it, you're at a younger level. There's umps that are learning how to do it, and as long as you're engaged and trying, I'm fine with it. It's when we've seen this a little bit with Eleanor's team. Kids are on their cell phones while the game's going.
What?
Can't do it.
Our umpire, by the way, is like 70 years old, so I think he knows the rules.
How are you getting 70-year-old umps to ump 10-year-old softball?
I think he just loves being part of the game.
You got to grow the game with having some young people umping.
Yeah. Well, I didn't know that Max was available.
You didn't do anything wrong, and Melissa couldn't be more wrong on this.
Good.
She couldn't be.
Can't wait to send her this clip. I feel better now.
Was it all just sympathy? If you're umping,
think so.
Let me tell you a little something. Sports, you can be empathetic, and if you want to call off the dogs, totally get that. Like if you get a certain lead, you don't go on pass balls, you stop stealing.
Right.
We've actually had some incidents where a couple of us have been gone and some things have happened, and it's not great. You don't want to beat a team 35-3. You want to beat them 18-3. So
yeah, that's sufficient.
But you still want your kids to get at bats, and you still want them hitting. It is what it is, man. You don't sit there and you don't just give up stuff. Like, what lessons are you teaching anybody by doing that?
Yeah, I don't know. Then we had ice cream.
Tells me you're going to be softer when the next time this comes.
I usually am not, whether it's basketball or softball or whatever I might be coaching, I usually don't react. I like to be like Brad Stevens on the bench before he became the GM of the Celtics, which was just I don't yell, I don't react, and I just reacted. Hey, isn't that a force? Oh yeah, it is. She's out. Game was over, and then we shook hands. But it was. You're right. We shouldn't be giving away sympathy runs. It's not going to make you feel better to lose 8-1 on a play.
This isn't. This is sports, man. And again, if you want to, be in the feel-good bit, you want everyone to compete, and you want it to be fair. And everything else is what it is. If you get your break speed in, let me tell you something. You learn a heck of a lot more lessons getting your break speed in than you do by winning a game 8-0. I can tell you, you're actually the opposing team last night probably learned more than you guys.
Well, we were missing 4 players, and we had people playing out of position. And I think they learned a lot of what they're capable of doing even when they're out of their comfort zones, including our catcher, who only had a touch home plate for that forced play, instead tagged her and learned that I didn't need to tag her because she never plays catcher. So she did a great job. Anyway, big win for the Cardinals.
Sounds like she didn't do a great job. First off, she shouldn't have. If she's actually thinking she has a force in the tag, you shouldn't be standing on home plate. You should be straddling it and ready to slap tag. Like you shouldn't. If she didn't know,
she knew it was a force. I don't know why she also tagged her.
Didn't sound like she knew it was a force.
Well, again, she's
didn't sound like
not
the ump knew.
Catcher.
Didn't sound like that. Sounded like the only person that knew is you. Kudos to you.
Which is. If I'm the only one who knows the situation, that means we're probably in trouble. All right. Speaking of being in trouble, we've got Evan Cohen scheduled to appear the day after the Tom Brady induction into the Patriots Hall of Fame.
That was an impressive deal. I actually watched some of that on my phone because the
I helped you with that.
The NFL Network must just be bunk. Like they must be done doing things.
What do you mean?
Well, they don't have Good Morning Football anymore. I don't know if they have any original programming. I turned on last night. The greatest player that ever play on your entire Shield league, however you want to put it, is retiring in front of thousands of people. It's the middle of summer, and you're not going to simulcast. I get that the Patriots want to push it to their website. I totally understand.
Only.
But the NFL, that's like a tailor-made thing. And instead, they have like the Carolina Panthers playing the Jaguars on their air last night. I don't get it. I mean, I get it, but I don't get it.
Well, Tausch will report to us on the Tom Brady induction ceremony, and then we'll talk to Evan Cohen about it as well from Unsportsmanlike. So were you flipping in between? You had Tom Brady on your phone, and you had Luka Doncic complaining about calls?
I caught the Brady right at the end because I didn't know. And then I watched the second half, hoping that Gafford grabbed a couple boards that never came.
Well, your prize picks night may not have gone well, but you can always look out your windows at home and think, hey, at least I got the best windows in the business.
Oh, we do have great windows,
doors.
Of course, because when we built our home, it was Pella windows and doors. And if you have an older home and if you need new windows, you know where to go. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. The way they did things a century ago, it's a little different than it is today. Give Pella a call. Their team of experts can customize windows and doors that match any architecture from any era. Hunter, you got a favorite era? Been asking Middle Ages, Paleozoic, Cenozoic. You got an era?
Literally have never thought about that before.
Well, you should start thinking about it. And if you are, it's pretty easy. It doesn't matter what kind of home you live in. Just order today from Pella. You can get 0% interest for up to 48 months. Certain restrictions do apply. It ends June 30th, which this month of June is just flying. So get moving on it. Visit PellaWI.com today to learn more.
More next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
On air, online, and on demand. Get all your favorite ESPN Wisconsin content anywhere you get your podcast for free. The new Wisconsin On Demand. It's free, it's everywhere, and it's for you. The Homer Hour with special guests every day from 5 to 6.
You still had a cigarette lighter in there?
No, we should all be dead.
An ashtray.
They have the station wagons where the people in the back were facing the other direction.
The Homer Hour with Homer.
The Packers got more money than God, so in the NFL, there's no shortage. Yes, we need fundamentally in the NFL, anything Detroit does, you just assume you can do it better.
Weekdays from 5 to 6, right here on 94.5 ESPN and streaming live on YouTube.
Sleep apnea is a serious condition. And the worst part about it is, because it affects you while you're sleeping, you don't know what this condition is doing to you.
And it was scary because I found out that I was waking up 145 times an hour. 145 times. I was scared. I wasn't getting the sleep I needed.
And that's the thing. Someone like John wakes up after thinking he's slept all night, and he's been feeling run down for years, and finally finds out something really is wrong. This is why, for us, solving sleep apnea problems is so gratifying, because we really are changing lives.
I've had more energy. I'm getting better sleep. I've been told from my wife I don't snore, but honestly, it changed my life.
This is Dr. Madan Kandula. Solving your breathing triangle problems means a better quality of life, and you deserve that.
Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. Results may vary.
The Island Resort and Casino is the Midwest's premier resort destination, giving guests the total experience with a luxury hotel, full-service spa, live lounge and headline entertainment, multiple dining options, and more, all surrounding a lively Vegas-style casino. And atop many a golfer's bucket list are the island's 2 championship courses, Sweetgrass and Sage Run. When we say your total experience, we mean it. Plan your getaway today at islandresortandcasino.com.
Hey, it's ESPN Wisconsin's Brad Nortman here to tell you about the grand opening of the newest Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men in Oak Creek. Walk in anytime, 7 days a week. Get a precision grand opening haircut for just $20. Lady Jane's in Oak Creek on Howell Avenue. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
Panic strikes as you realize on Wednesday that Thursday is your anniversary. The reservations being secured.
We'll see you at 8.
The gift being purchased. Yeah, you've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with early pay up to 2 days early on direct deposits. So even though they call you Last Minute Lisa, we'll make your last minute scrambling a bit easier. You've got this with early pay from Associated Bank. See associatedbank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
Hey, graduating high school seniors, you already know IKEA is your home for everything you need to make your upcoming college living experience great. Now, IKEA wants to help you celebrate your graduation with the 2024 IKEA Grad Bash. Join IKEA on June 22nd from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. for fun activities, contests, giveaways, gifts, and more. Search the store with the Grad Bash scavenger hunt, grab a free hot dog, and uncover fun around every corner. Stop by IKEA Oak Creek on June 22nd for IKEA's Grad Bash.
It started with a prediction.
Gonna go out there and play basketball and win.
And how many games?
6.
It became the culture.
Chance of Bucks in 6.
Being a Bucks fan means you live and breathe Bucks in 6. Brandon Jennings created the prophecy. Tune into Behind the Bucks, the story of Brandon Jennings on the Bucks Plus audio network. Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, and streaming wherever you get your podcasts.
That's for the culture.
Don't you wish your life came with a warning app?
That dog does not want to be petted.
Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
I know he was in your draft class. Are you a big Tom Brady fan?
Yes.
Explain.
I love when someone puts in everything they got and they reap the benefits, and I just admire Tom Brady's career in a lot of ways. Obviously, we came in the same time, and just like when we talked about Mercedes Lewis yesterday, I just know how hard this is, and how much you have to give and sacrifice to be any good, and then to be at that level when you're not Drew Henson and you have to fight and beat him out even though you're a senior, and when you're the sixth quarterback and you find a way to make a football team, and then you continue to go, and then to be able to maintain and get better as you're aging, and to not give in to all of the other things. Oh, I've made a couple $100 million. Oh, it's strictly because he was a competitive freak. And I couldn't respect that part of it more. And to have the success that he had, nothing was given to him. He earned every blanking thing. And that's why if you got a chance to catch any of that last night, first of all, his speech was fantastic. Belichick's speech was great. The fact that every era of coach and teammate showed up for him last night in the middle of summer, it's just a testament to everything that he was about. So I think when you're talking about a football player and what they're trying to get done, I think Tom Brady epitomizes everything, and that's why I respect the heck out of him.
So you made a crack yesterday, and I know you weren't being mean-spirited about it, but the sacrifices he made and the imbalance, perhaps, that it would appear maybe was the case in his life, how do you view that part of him? Because I know Max was tiny when you guys won the Super Bowl, but I look at how much you coach and you drive around for hockey tournaments and softball games and gymnastics meets. Like, you're extremely invested as a dad. Now, you did not have that pulling at you during your playing career. But as I watched some of that and I thought about what the cost was on the other side, he is an absolute legend. Never will be forgotten in the NFL. And on the personal side, I don't think I'm out of line to suggest that he paid a price there. Right?
Well, again, I don't know what all happened with the scenarios.
I get it.
I think he's probably put a lot of time in with his kids. Now, relationships, everybody's got their deal. So, yes, is there a give and a take? And I've said this numerous times. If you're going to be the best of the best, and I don't care what field you're in, you're going to give up something else. You have to be psychotic about what you're doing.
Right.
Otherwise, you're not going to be the best of the best. I don't know anyone who is a monster executive of anything that has a well-balanced life. You don't. Football coaches don't. And that's why we see all of that with a lot of coaches and how their families, you have to give. And what way is better? I think, obviously, if you can have great balance, that's fantastic in your life. But if you're so driven and this is where it's at, you're doing it, and you are sacrificing something else, and that you can frown upon that and say, well, this happened, and that's fair. But what you can't frown upon is the football side of it, and that's what I'm talking about. Tom Brady as a husband and everything, I have no clue. All I can tell you is he paid the price. He was willing to sacrifice, and I admire the fact that he was so invested in what he was doing, and everybody knew it, and he knew how to continue to handle it even with all of that great success. That is really hard to do, and that's why I tip my cap to him.
I agree with everything you said, and we don't know the ins and outs of his personal life, but
I'm just trying to think, who is I'm talking like a big-time executive. If you want to talk Bill Gates and Zuckerberg.
I don't know enough about executives.
No, I just see it, and they're not balanced, man. You don't get to where you're at if you're balanced. So what's the better way to do it? I would think that you'd want to be a big presence in your family's lives. In some ways, you figure out, I can fly here, I can helicopter there, and you try and figure it out. But the bottom line is you're giving up something else. Mm-hmm. Tom Brady did that. And you can admonish him and say, well, and you know what? You're every right to do it. But I'm just looking at it. I'm not. This is a character in a TV show, as Jesse would put it. This is somebody, but this is someone that I think when you're in this business, you see it, and that's why he gets the respect that he does, is because he did pay that price.
No doubt, and he deserves that respect. And I'm not admonishing him. I'm intrigued by what it takes to be at that level, right?
And the percentage of people that want to do that is super slim. And then to actually be able to be talented enough and actually go and do it is another super slim, and that's why it is the narrowest of narrow margins of people that can actually execute that.
So if you did not get to catch the induction ceremony on Patriots.com, I thought you would respect the hell out of them.
I did. No, it's capital. I get it. I'm just saying that's the way this is all going to be going. I mean, I think the Packers will start, and they've already done it with a lot of their own content and everything else. I wouldn't be shocked if you just see more and more of it, because that's the way this is going. And I'm pushing Digi only here. Like, you see it. I didn't like it in the beginning. This is where it's headed. So you either jump on or you're going to get...
Adapt or die. So if you did not get to watch on your phone like Tausch did, here is a clip of that speech that Tausch is raving about from Tom Brady as he was inducted into the Patriots Hall of Fame last night.
I would encourage everyone to play football for the simple reason that it is hard. It's hard when you're young to wake up in the off season at 6 a.m. to go train and work out, knowing that all your friends are sleeping in and eating pancakes. It's hard when you're on your way to practice, weighed down with all your gear, and it's 90 degrees out and all the other kids are at the pool or at the beach, and your body is already completely exhausted from workouts in 2 days. It's hard to throw, catch, block, and tackle, and hit kids when they're way bigger and way more developed than you, only to go home that night bruised and battered and strained, but knowing you have to show up again the next day for just the chance to try again. But understand this, life is hard. No matter who you are, there are bumps and hits and bruises along the way. And my advice is to prepare yourself, because football lessons teach us that success and achievement come from overcoming adversity, and that team accomplishment far exceeds anyone's individual goals.
That's what you're talking about.
You ready to run through a wall?
I am. It is inspiring. Although I do like sleeping in past 6 a.m.
What is it? Yesterday's pancakes don't. That's all I was thinking about when he said pancakes.
When he says pancakes, your face lit up.
I thought Marcus Johnson. What did he say again about those pancakes? That didn't make any sense when he said it. Exactly. And it turns out he didn't know what he was saying when he said it.
You can't get full on yesterday's pancakes.
Well, you can, but I understand the point that he's making, and the point Tom Brady's making there is. You better be willing to put in the time and the effort. And if you don't, you're going to fall a little bit short of what you're shooting for.
Yeah, and he is the GOAT. There's no denying it. I am curious, when you look at what he's accomplished and you look at one of your former teammates who has certainly caught a lot of heat for not going to the Jets off-season mandatory minicamp, even though he took part in all the voluntary stuff. I feel contractually obligated to point that out. I am curious, when you juxtapose those two, it sure seems to me like Aaron Rodgers has paid that price.
Oh, he has. Achilles. But remember, Tom Brady missed mini camps too.
Yeah.
Especially with Tampa. And he sat out with New England when he was pissed off at Belichick. So it's not always a straight line, this is what we're doing. But the bottom line is, you know that the getting up and doing the things that other people don't want to do to be great, that's what separates you, and that's what Tom was saying there, and I thought it was awesome.
And that's what separates you when you go to Lac La Belle and you're playing with your buddies and you're dominating off the tee and your short game is on point. It's all because
I don't know about all that, but I'll tell you one thing. We have a ton of fun down there, and we experienced the rebirth of an American treasure in Oconomowoc. The club at Lac La Belle is where we love playing. I was down there a couple weeks ago, and, man, we had a great time, from the great driving range to the putting green and then the course itself. And I love the last three. You get to do a little scramby action out there. And then when you get done, you go up and you sit up on the hill and you get to look over the sunset. You have weddings going on. There's event spaces if you're looking to do that. They have great food, great drinks. And then the beautiful part about it is you snap your fingers and you're home. 45 minutes to an hour back, either to Milwaukee or Madison. It is the birthplace of golf in Wisconsin, a rich history you feel once you arrive, a historic past that meets a vibrant future. Go to clubatlaclapelle.com to start your journey today.
Evan Cohen from Unsportsmanlike joins us next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch is presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Brad Nortman here for Carbless, my go-to drink this summer. Handcrafted right here in Wisconsin, Carbless is a ready-to-drink vodka and tequila cocktail. Perfect for hanging out on the patio by the grill, chilling on the lake, or tailgating at the Brewers game. Plus, it's got 0 carbs, 0 sugar, 0 gluten, and just 100 calories. All summer, make sure you're following Carbless on Instagram at Drink Carbless for your chance to win a Summer Bliss prize package. Find Carbless online and at retailers near you. Carbless. Liss is more.
Father's Day is this Sunday, so now's the time to save on the perfect gift at Macy's Father's Day sale. Use your coupon or Macy's card and take 25% off great gift ideas, or shop Father's Day specials like 50 to 60% off designer suits, blazers, and pants, and 40% off belts, wallets, and travel accessories. Plus, find watches from Citizen, Bulova, Seiko, and more. Give love today at Macy's Father's Day sale. Savings off regular sale and clearance prices. Exclusions apply.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Diego.
Hi, Diego. It's Jennifer Coolidge. I just want to say your cashback match makes me feel so special. It really inspired me.
That's great. Doubling the cashback you've earned at the end of your first year is what we do.
Well, I'm doubling everything now. Double dating, double dipping, double feature, double header, double whammy. Basically double or nothing.
You earn, we match. Discover Cashback Match. See terms at discover.com/creditcard.
The big gig is almost here. Make sure you're tuned into ESPN Milwaukee every day for a chance to win tickets to Summerfest. And when you're out at Summerfest, stop by the Gruber Law Office's Sports Zone to meet the ESPN Milwaukee team and to win prizes. The fun starts June 20th on the lake.
Bikers need protection, not just from other drivers, but unfortunately from insurance companies too. If you've been injured in a motorcycle crash, call Gruber Law Offices today. Bikers are often blamed for causing the accident because the insurance companies simply don't want to pay. At Gruber Law Offices, we've been fighting for injured bikers and their families for more than 30 years. Trust us to fight for what you deserve. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
I'm Monica Kessler.
Monica makes sure that everything at Kessler's is worthy of a lifetime warranty.
The quality of your ring is incredibly important when it comes to diamond setting, ring sizing, and repairs.
Monica has been part of Kessler's since she was 6 years old.
Let me tell you how to judge the quality of the jewelry you're buying.
It's easier than you think.
All you have to do is read the warranty.
Most stores offer a 5-year warranty, but Kessler's offers a lifetime warranty, the strongest in the world.
We can do it because we put more gold in your jewelry.
When a jeweler wants to make a bigger profit, they put less gold into the jewelry. This makes it thinner and easier to break.
Theirs might look like ours at first glance, but Kessler's jewelry is made not to break, and that takes more gold.
We give you a lifetime warranty because our jewelry is made to last forever, just like your love.
Gold is more than $2,000 an ounce.
Kessler's gives you more gold, a lot more gold.
For the location of the Kessler's nearest you, go to KesslersDiamonds.com.
They say seeing is believing. And when you see what's inside at American Place Casino, you better believe you're gonna love it. Because when it comes to amazing gaming, we're a real game changer. With the most exciting of table games like blackjack, craps, and roulette, the newest slots, a sports book, restaurants, bars, and more. So if you're ready for excitement, we'll see you soon. American Place Casino. Change the game.
Must be 21 years of age or older. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, crisis counseling and referral services can be accessed by calling 1-800-GAMBLER, 1-800-426-2537.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Time for Evan Cohen from Unsportsmanlike. Evan, good morning. How are you?
Jason, how are you?
Great. Did you, I'm curious because we were just talking about Tom Brady and football is hard and how good his speech was and how early he got up as a kid to work and everything. And I'm wondering, given your work schedule, which is not as hard as Tom Brady went through, but you are up very early in the morning. Did you watch his induction because you love Tom Brady so much that you stayed up late going into Unsportsmanlike, or did you watch it this morning as you got ready for your show?
So last night, my wife had a work event out of town. My son and I were lying down in my bed with the Celtics-Mavs game on the TV on mute, and we watched the entire 3 hours on a second screen little phone of the Brady event last night. So I watched it all live, start to finish, both the game and Brady, so I saw the whole thing.
And what was more impressive, the speech or Luka Doncic's complaining?
Oh, my God, enough of Luka. Unbelievable. The complaining is out of control. You know, I could go on forever with that one. Oh, my God. Can you think of a time, and I'm sure somebody's going to do their research, and MJ or LeBron or somebody. I have no memory of a star player fouling out of a three-point game down 2-0 in the NBA Finals at home with 4 minutes and 12 seconds to go in the midst of a 22-2 run. How the heck do you foul yourself out of the game and then blame the referees for all of it? By the way, if you know, this goes for anything in life, but in sports specifically. If you know something is going against you, like Luka made up in his mind the refs were going against him, right? Like, all right, they're out to get me tonight, which is not true, but like, all right, whatever. Don't you have to change your style to not be flopping all over the place? Isn't there an adjustment that has to be made? He was so tough to watch. You want to talk about aesthetically displeasing? There's nobody less fun to watch in the NBA than Luka.
James Harden.
Great, don't get me wrong.
James Harden.
James Harden with the Rockets, not currently.
Okay.
Not currently.
Yeah,
Tausch, be fair. You're not watching Clippers games every night. I get it.
I'm not watching a ton of clip show. But I think Luka, the Stars don't think they're going to get fouled out. So I think that's probably thinking, well, they can't call this. They're not going to do it. They won't do it. And when they did, I think he was shocked.
In a three-point game, it's
I'm just telling you.
Like, that's crazy.
You know those guys, the Stars don't think they know because they're going to remind the refs, hey, I got 5 now. Another one, I'm gone, and they put him in a spot. They wouldn't have called. I don't think they would have called it had everybody not fallen to the floor. I think they just let it go, but they didn't.
Yeah. Well, that's part of it.
Yeah, and what did you think of Windy? Just going for the throat on Doncic.
I mean, Jason probably knows him well, too. I know Brian well. I'm not saying we're like best friends, but I know him well enough. Brian does not do what he did
tier
last
is he? What tier? Is he a tier 3 or tier 4?
Probably tier 4.
Okay.
Maybe tier 5.
Okay.
We're not like hanging out.
Where's Wilde in it?
Where's
Wilde?
Tausch? I want to get an understanding of the scale.
Yeah.
So I'm not on the scale. So where is Tausch?
I'd like my scale to be a little less these days. Boy, was that a terrible look for me today on television. But go ahead.
So where is Tausch on your tiers of friends?
What are you saying? You look heavy on TV? Is that what you're saying?
That is what I'm saying. Tausch in terms of friendship is a very interesting one. So I think my opinion is Tausch and I are real-life friends. I believe I would tell Tausch literally anything. I think Tausch would tell me most things. I think if we lived in the same town, we'd be even closer
Or if
than
you'd
we are
visit
right
when I'm in
now.
the same state. Either way, yeah.
Yeah, or if I visit when I'm in the same state, I agree with that. Yeah, that's a good point. I did not make the effort to even think about visiting. Forget visiting. I never thought about it.
I know.
I never even went to the thinking about
So I think
when
that
I was
might
in
be
Milwaukee last
that
week.
might be down to 3. I would have thought we were tier 2, and now after last week, maybe tier 3. That's kind of where. That's what I would guess.
I think you're tier 2, closer to 1 than you are 3. But in the moment off of last week, I
Yeah.
understand why you'd say
Yeah, I
closer
thought
to
that
3
too.
than 1.
Yeah. Hey,
Yeah, that's fair.
So I saw on Sportsman, you had Kimberly Martin on, and she crushed you. Like, you were talking about, I think it was the no-show socks and something about how unhip you are. And it was subliminal, but she showed it. And you were dumbfounded when she basically said that I don't even know how she phrased it, but it hurt your feelings. I could see it.
Did not in any way, shape, or form
No, it
because we're
did.
friends.
Okay.
So,
What tier?
no, I would tell you.
Which tier are you in, Kimberly?
Yeah, that's a good question. Here's the thing. I think we need to define friendship because, Hembo from Greeny and I have become friends, and I did not let him call us friends until I decided we were friends. So I think that friendship is defined based on meals. I think if you go out, if you voluntarily non-work, listen, I have a theory on this.
Tornado.
Non-work. Yes, right. Non-work, go out to lunch with somebody or dinner with somebody voluntarily. That's kind of the mark of the friendship. It's like you don't have to, you choose to.
Yeah.
Tausch and I have been to Tornado multiple times together.
Mm-hmm.
And Tausch and I have been to dinner together in probably at least 5 or 6 different states. That's true.
That's pretty good.
Right?
I hadn't thought of it that way. That's fair, yeah.
And think about this. The next level of friendship, when you approach the tier 1, if you have a significant other, the significant others go to dinner.
Yeah.
Tausch and I have done that.
That's true. Okay. Now I feel better about that. Another thing that you hit on.
Wait, Mike, you're closer to tier 1 now, I guess.
Yeah, no,
By the way, I have a couple.
The Florida thing really stung me. When I was in the same state as you and you weren't going to drive 3 hours across the Alligator Alley, that hurt my feelings. But I moved on. Just like I don't know.
Sounds like it.
Yeah,
Sounds
no,
like
I'm good. I'm good. So you have crushed Smalls and the St. Louis Cardinals fans for cheering for whatever the dude's name is that's dating Livy Dunn for the Pirates. I don't know, Renus, what's his name?
Paul Keynes, yeah.
Keynes.
Or Keynes.
Keen, whatever. Yeah, you didn't know it either. So how did you view last night when Peyton Manning, the big rival, comes to Foxborough and gets a monster round of applause at Foxborough? You okay with that, though?
Yeah, I'm not sure if you know they didn't play a game last night. Tausch.
No, I understand.
They weren't playing.
No, I understand.
I mean, that is one of the worst comps you've ever made. They weren't in uniform.
I've had a couple. I've had some croquet and golf. I had some other ones, so it's not the worst.
It's not good.
Wait, I want to point out a couple of things. Can I point out a couple of things?
Of course. It's your segment. You do what you want.
Yeah, I agree. Why prepare for you guys? I actually legit think of angles and topics to talk about with you guys that I want your opinion on. So I was thinking about this today, and I'm going to put this out on Twitter, Adamco Radio later. But how many modern-day athletes in our lifetime could have what happened last night for them happen? And what I mean by that is 60,000 fans.
Yep.
Literally every former teammate.
Yeah, it was awesome to see.
Every former coach.
Yep.
Every former coach.
Yeah.
And Drew Bledsoe made a great point. He said, Tom, the fans are going to be here no matter what, but all of us wouldn't always come here. We all came back for you. That's the kind of teammate you were. That I thought was fascinating because, of course, for example, if Favre Rodgers had that at Lambeau, the place would be packed. It would be sold out. People could say what they want now about Rodgers. It would still be sold out, right? But how many former teammates and coaches and just people around? I think the only person I immediately thought of in team sports is Derek Jeter.
That's
because
a good
even
one.
If you think about people, A-Rod would be there. They work together now. Girardi would be there. Torrey would be there. And then all of it, O'Neal and I know I'm going deep on the Yankees, Martinez, Posada, whatever. They'd all be there. But how many other athletes in team sports get $60,000, every coach both sides of the ball, and every former player?
I mean, would Peyton get that? I don't know. Because
yes, he would.
I think
Yes,
Peyton Manning probably would.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I don't know from a baseball standpoint. Is there somebody? Maybe Ichiro? I don't know. That's what made last night so impressive, and it wasn't because
Wade got it. Wade got it in Miami. Giannis will get it in Milwaukee, I believe. There's nobody that dislikes Giannis around the Bucks, right? I mean, that's my knowledge.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe Bud, but give it a few years.
Oh.
I don't know if Adrian
LeBron won't.
I don't know if anybody wants.
LeBron will not get that.
No way. No way.
I don't even know where he'd retire. That's where I'm at with him. I don't know. Does he retire as a Laker? I don't know where he even.
Cav. It would go. Here's the thing: the most amount of years in a row he spent with one team, the Lakers. The best play he's ever had in his career, the Heat. Where he retires will be Cleveland's. If I had to bet in terms of the team, it's funny. We're probably gonna do something on this tomorrow because if you noticed last night, Randy Moss got the biggest ovation outside of Brady Belichick. It was amazing.
Yep.
And it was so unexpected.
It hit him.
And one of the things that we were discussing.
It hit him hard.
Yeah, well, one of the things. Oh, did it ever?
It was awesome.
One of the things we were discussing is like these nomadic players, and do they have homes? Like you just said about LeBron, Kevin Durant. Randy Moss now has a home.
Yeah.
Randy Moss is a Patriot. Like you could say his best years were with Minnesota, but he's a Patriot.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the other thing. Okay?
Oh,
and this is going to be intense. So here we go.
All right.
Canty this morning called Aaron Rodgers a serial arsonist. Everywhere he goes, he lights on fire.
Yeah, no, I heard that on my drive in, and I think that's a bit harsh. I do. Did he really burn down the Packers operation? No, he didn't. Matter of fact, you can make an argument. The Packers did not burn down. They didn't. So where's the arson?
If you light something on fire, that doesn't guarantee that it burns down.
Now your comparison's getting pretty bad. Arsonist means it's burned down. There's no crime if you just start a campfire. It's when you burn a place down. All right? You don't say serial arsonist and you just have like a little baby s'mores that you're making. Like, that's not what arson is.
Okay, but all right, let me ask Jason a couple of questions here, okay? I'm putting you on the witness stand here. Did Aaron Rodgers try to burn down the Packers?
No, he tried to take control of the Packers and have them do everything his way, which has obviously worked out pretty well for the Jets.
Okay. Has Aaron Rodgers burnt down relationships, human relationships?
No doubt. Absolutely, no doubt.
Okay. Has he, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt on this one, has he unintentionally started to light the matches around the Jets?
Look, I wanted to get to this, and this stream of consciousness, I deal with it with Tausch as it is, but now we're doing it with important guests that we never actually finished the Windy conversation, which I agree with you.
What a great spin, because Wilde doesn't want to talk about Rodgers as a serial arsonist. See, Evan, that's professional right there.
Yeah, no.
I'm so dumb, I never even realized we didn't finish the Windy conversation.
Jason, where would you like to go with Windy?
Thank you.
Is he a serial arsonist?
I appreciate being given them. No, because I want to get to the Rodgers stuff with Evan too. These are both things I wanted to talk about today. Let me finish the Windy thing first, because I think in a weird way it ties into the Rodgers thing with me. And that is, I thought you said it really well, because this is how I view, and Windy is much more accomplished and way better than I am, but I think when he says something like he did last night, kind of like when I have an actual strong opinion on something on this show, stop mumbling beneath your breath. I think it has a little more legitimacy, because I'm not spewing takes all the time. And I saw Windy say that. I was watching SportsCenter, and I was like, whoa, because that's not who he is. And I thought it was an outstanding take. We're going to play it later in the show. But basically, he took Luka Doncic to the woodshed for his complaining, his not understanding the situation. I thought it was outstanding. And so I would like to think when it comes to Rodgers, when I say certain things, having had the reputation of being his toady and all this other stuff, that I would like to think that it has more gravitas because I feel like I know him or knew him better than anybody that's ever covered him. And I still agree. Correspond with him. I have not corresponded with him since this mandatory minicamp thing. But look, I'm not afraid to be critical of him when I think it's deserved. And I don't care that he was there for all the voluntary stuff. I don't care that this should not be a major factor in whether they win or lose games this season. I just think that hypocrisy is really, really, really a bad look. And you can't 3 months ago say you need to get everything out of the building that is a distraction and doesn't contribute to winning, and then whatever. I don't care what this is. I don't think he's becoming a father. I don't think he's getting married. So whatever this is that caused him to miss these 2 days, especially given his behavior since getting to New York, which I think has been his way of admitting that I screwed up in 2022 by skipping the offseason program with a bunch of young guys coming into the team, and that was arsonist-esque. The fact that you say one thing and then your behavior betrays what you said about the organization is a really bad look, and there's no excuse for it. So, again.
Jason?
Yes.
When Brian Windhorst went out of the norm as a storyteller, a great storyteller, audibly and in writing, and gave a strong opinion, it took over the news cycle for 24 hours, and Brian has to accept that. You're a great storyteller audibly and in writing. What you just did is about to take over the news cycle for the next 24 hours. You have to accept that.
I think we've already said that it's the hypocrisy of that is a bad look for him. And I would hope.
I know, but I'm saying you were just strong and great, and you're right about everything you're saying. But, like, every show is now going to run with that, rightfully so, because it's you saying that. And that was your windy point, right? And, like, the equation
yes.
you made of those that are storytellers, like yourself and like Brian, maybe you don't describe yourself that way. I would describe you that way.
No, I would.
When a storyteller is telling a story with such a strong opinion and the level of frustration has reached that boiling point, becomes a talking point for the rest of us. That what you're saying is dead on. And that's, by the way, I echo those sentiments. I said to Canty and Michelle over the last 2 days, I said, this is not about whether or not it affects the season. It's about him being the one that said, don't do anything to alter the football path.
Mm-hmm.
That's what this is about. Where he is, I have no idea. Canty, and I'm sure Tausch can vouch for this as well, said there are easily excused absences if you're direct with your coach and tell the coach, hey, I got this going on, I got that going on. The Jets, where I think this actually ends up, separate from what just happened here, where I think this actually ends up is I think Rodgers is going to be annoyed with the Jets because they didn't cover for him.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. And why didn't they?
That's the question. Yep, I agree with that.
I don't understand that. And when I say cover for him, I want to be clear. I don't like lying. I'm not suggesting to lie. When I say cover for him, it's, Aaron told us. He's been here all summer, or all spring.
Yep.
Not a big deal. We're going to see him in a few weeks. I told him I need 10 practices from him. He's already given me 10. By the time it's all done, I'm going to get 20 out of him. We're in good shape. No big deal.
Evan,
it's funny that that didn't happen.
Yeah, Evan, why do you think they didn't? Because it would have been super easy. I mean, the Packers let Jair Alexander and X and some of these guys leave and say they were here all. It would have been really easy for Bob Saleh just to say that, but he didn't. Why? Windy.
I don't
Why?
Know. Why would he
Windy
do
and
that?
Tausch.
Why?
I like that. For the rest of the show, it's Windy and Tausch.
Knock it off.
Cool. Anyway, so I don't know the answer to that question.
But why do you think?
Okay. So my only answer to that would be they're sick of him.
Mm.
And what he's doing in their minds may be so ridiculous that they have to now cover for him that they're like, screw it, we're not covering for him. Now, I don't even know what that means because everybody's doing the reckless speculation. Oh, he's at an ayahuasca retreat. Well, nobody would be surprised by that. Oh, he's in a cave. Nobody would be surprised by that.
Right.
Oh, he's hanging out with Tucker Carlson and Joe Rogan. Nobody would be surprised by that. This almost feels like a level of surprise. They're like, really? That's where you're going instead of practice? Because all of the speculative stuff would be based on past experience that we're suggesting he may do again.
Yeah,
I have no. I mean, without saying what he's doing, do either of you know what he's doing?
I don't. I do not.
No clue.
Yeah, I mean, Tausch, just out of curiosity, will your opinion change at all about this if you find out he went to Augusta with friends and you're sitting there doing a
Yes,
show?
I'd be livid. That would be the only thing that would make me irritated.
You would destroy him.
If that was it, yes, then I'll come out guns a-blazing.
Well,
and the other thing I'd add, because you're about to be the news cycle, as you know.
News cycle will be. I love it.
Great.
You should see how uncomfortable he is right now, Evan. That is fun.
He knows it.
Hey,
Jason, you know it.
And I would say this, and I haven't texted him to say it, but what I said, I would say to his face. I would. Because I don't understand it, and I would probably couch it as, help me understand this, because this makes no sense to me that you said what you did 3 months ago, and then you're not there for the mandatory minicamp. I don't understand that.
Right.
Help me understand. That is what I would say to him.
See, there's a couple of other things very quickly. I know we're up against it, not that you guys care about that.
That's true. We
definitely don't.
Number one, I have no understanding if they knew why he was going to be gone, why they had to do the camp now. Second thing is, because I would have just moved the dates for everybody at that point, right? If it's Rodgers, it's the old Parcells Belichick thing. When Belichick was the defensive coordinator, he goes to Parcells' office. He famously told the story. He said, "Hey, I just got to let you know, LT was 8 minutes late for the meeting today." And Parcells says to him, "Why'd you start the meeting before he got there?" It's like, why are you starting mandatory minicamps without Rodgers when you've already built the entire team around him? That's number one. Number two, this is where Tausch has to help us understand. If we're going to say these mandatory minicamps don't mean anything, which I believe, how come 31 of 32 quarterbacks are there and they're mandatory?
I think the mandatory part is strictly to limit holdouts and to force people to kind of show their hand. But otherwise, it's a lot different than what it was in the old days. Now you're incentivizing guys to go with 70 or 80% attendance to get their money, and people are more willing to show up and do it. And I think the quarterback position, we all know it's a leadership position and it needs to be an example. You're setting an example. But I am with you. If Robert Saleh just came out and said, man, he has been here, he's been awesome.
Right.
He's been here every day of this offseason. He had a prior commitment that he's going to, and we're fine with him because he's already done all the work and he's going to be ready to go in July.
No, not a good answer.
No, it is.
No,
it's a really good answer.
No,
it is.
No. Prior commitment. No.
Yeah.
Aaron, guys, you should be letting them know the last time they met with the media. Yeah, we're looking forward to the rest of it. We got some mini camp coming up. Aaron's been here already 10 times. He's going to rejoin us at this time. Oh, where's he going to be? Oh, we gave him those 3 days off. We want to give the backups reps there. He's already had all the reps we need. We've asked him. You can't say he has a prior commitment. You've got to make it your decision.
Okay, I forgot I'm dealing with media. Okay, fine. I don't care if you say he's done all this. Okay.
That's important.
I
That's
understand.
Your job.
Okay, I understand. Okay, I won't say prior commitment. All right.
Good. You just went down to level 3 friends now.
What a way to end it. Evan, we enjoyed it. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Tausch, tell us about Kohler Services, I feel like that was a really, really, and then we kind of just petered out there at the end.
I went a little long. If your bath or shower's been a little long in the tooth and you need a remodel, we know who to call. Kohler Services. Turn to them. Family-owned business for 150 years. Kohler is your Wisconsin manufacturer, providing care for life. And this month only, you can get 0% interest for 12 months on your Lugstone shower remodel. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com to request your free quote with fast, professional installation always included. That's KohlerServicesWI.com.
You may think the 9
Wilde and Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Add a little inspiration and education to your classroom. Junior Achievement of Wisconsin is looking to connect with teachers, school administrators, parents, or even grandparents to bring our hands-on learning programs in financial literacy, work readiness, and entrepreneurship to your school. Learn how we can help set your students up for success. Visit wisconsin.ja.org to connect. Junior Achievement, inspiring, preparing, succeeding.
You're back at the gym. Your new gym outfit? On point. Your new sneakers? Baller. You've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with Access Checking. It's maintenance fee-free with no minimum balance requirements. So when you take your first yoga class in 10 months, your body might surprise you, but your checking account won't. You've got this with Access Checking from Associated Bank. See associatedbank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
Many people with unique homes reach out to Pella because our team of experts can customize windows and doors that match architecture from any era.
I love that I have a home that's 100 years old. It's a historic district, and we didn't want to ruin the look by having modern windows in an older home. When I found out that Pella had an architecturally accurate product line, they simply guided us and helped us to make a great decision for our home.
Order today and get 0% interest for up to 48 months at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Certain restrictions apply in 6/30/2024.
An ESPN Radio Extra Point with Evan Cohen, Chris Canty, and Michelle Smallman.
You need the person that you've empowered in a leadership position to set a better example for everybody in the building. And Aaron Rodgers is falling far short of that. He strikes me as the type of person that preaches, do as I say, not as I do. And I don't necessarily know that type of tone, that type of messaging works with grown men. It feels like this is an unforced error by Aaron Rodgers, and it puts Rob Saleh, their head coach, in an impossible position.
When I first heard about this yesterday, the first thing that came to my mind was, obviously, last year was a disaster because he gets injured 4 plays into the season. And then it becomes even more of a disaster because of all the things that he is saying off the field. The first thing I thought of yesterday is I wonder if the shine has come off of him with his own team.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. 120,000 miles of night drives, daily commutes, and who knows how many.
Are we there yet?
Through countless fixes, elbow grease, and a new radiator, you kept your ride alive. With eBay Motors, you have over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
At Lowe's, save big every day when you buy in bulk. Save 10% on your choice of any 10 or more stock kitchen cabinets and countertops. Plus, save an extra 5% every day on eligible purchases when you use your Lowe's business credit card. Visit us for the materials you need. Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows pros. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. Discount taken at time of purchase. See sales associate for details. 5% offer subject to credit approval. Exclusions and terms apply. See store at lowes.com/credit for details.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Brad Nortman, here from Kyle Bruston Nortman. The grand opening of the newest Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men in Oak Creek is here. Walk in anytime, 7 days a week. Take advantage of the grand opening special at Lady Jane's. Haircuts are just $20. That's right, a precision haircut. Hot lather, neck shave, and shampoo for just $20. Lady Jane's in Oak Creek on Howell Avenue. Walk in anytime, 7 days a week. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
100.5 ESPN is brought to you by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Everlight Solar.
I am not overly thrilled with the idea of being the news cycle, as you could probably tell from my face.
I sensed that, but it was really good, and it was insightful.
Yeah, and look, I would like to reiterate, and maybe I'll text him after we get done with the show today. I don't know where he is. Maybe he's not getting text messages, but I don't understand.
I'll FaceTime him.
I've heard that's the way to get a hold of him. I just don't. And we don't talk. Look, we don't talk anymore about him on this show very much.
I agree.
We went through a phase where we talked about him all the time.
About 7 years.
Yeah. And rightfully so. But we don't. But again, my issue, and I don't care if your name is Aaron Rodgers or Jordan Love or Josh Allen. It doesn't matter. When you go to a Jets franchise that has been historically inept and dysfunctional, and you put your flag in the ground and say, we can't be losers anymore. That's basically what he said, right? The behavior around here is a loser's way to approach things. We need to get all the BS out of the building. And then for this to play out the way it has, and to your point about him, and again, we don't have to, I want to get to what Wendy said. I want to get to some of the things that Matt LaFleur said, because we care about the 2024 Packers above everything else on this program conversationally. But when you say that, your actions have to match that. And I don't know what he's doing, and maybe it'll come out. I just don't understand why you would put yourself and your team in this situation. It's not the end of the world. It's not. But the hypocrisy of saying what he did and then this looking this way is a problem.
I have always been, you try not to be hypocritical, and sometimes sometimes life comes at you and you're going to end up looking hypocritical. I can't stand that. I think in this case, you can look at 100 different things, but the question I have still is, why did the Jets handle it the way they did? That's the intriguing part. Everything else is what it is.
Yeah. And I don't know. And I know that Saleh tried to walk it back yesterday to some degree and lavish him with praise and how engaged he's been.
I got a hunch Evan's going to be right. There's a lot going on there. And the Jets needed to get off to a fast start regardless, because I think that's one of those. Again, when you bring older players in and you try to mix, it's not a group that's building, and what Goody did with these young guys growing together, you're going to be able to withstand things more. I don't know what's going to happen if the Jets get punched in the face like Mike Tyson said. Mm-hmm. Are they going to get up, or are they just going to say, how invested are we? That's the risk you take when you go with an older team, because a lot of times it's be like, man, my time is gone. My time is come and gone. And if you don't have the right people in place, things can get sideways real quick. We'll see how that shakes out, because I got a hunch they're gonna face some adversity real soon, and we'll see how that plays.
We'll get to the Packers and their mini camp, which wrapped up with a number of players.
Why just schedule 2 days? Why would you put it out there? You're having 3 days. People coming in. We all know that there's a day. Just say we're only going to practice 2 days. You're not surprising anyone anymore. It used to be, we're going to shock you. We're going to have a bus pick you up, and you're going to go bowling. And they'd make us get taped up and make us do all that. And eventually, after like 2 or 3 years, we're like, all right, man, we know what's up. Now, what are we going to be doing? Right. Now, don't do. I would recommend the Packers just say, all right, we're only going to have 2 days. So if fans are driving in and doing it.
Yeah, I don't.
It doesn't make any sense.
Just to that point, briefly, before you tell us about AmFam, they don't open these anymore.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense either.
I railed against it a year ago, and nobody cared.
No, I think people care. It's just nothing's going to change, because the Packers are going to do things the way they're going to do them.
There is no doubt about that. But they've got a great partnership.
I kind of understood last year with the first year. You have an exciting young group. Let people enjoy it and see them. Like, what are we doing? I sent you a tweet. We'll look at that later. And you said, great relationship with AmFam. Oh, yeah. Well, folks, it's that time of the year again. Nobody tailgates like Brewers fans. But what if I told you American Family Insurance can help take your tailgating to the next level? And, man, this is a cool promotion. Enter the Superfan Tailgate Sweepstakes for an all-expenses-paid day at American Family Field with your own personal chef. for you and 5 friends. How cool is that? You'll get field level tickets, gift cards to some of your favorite spots at the stadium. And it's simple. Just go to amfam.com/brewer to enter today. No purchase is necessary. Dream fearlessly. Insure carefully.
The 10 o'clock hour starts in 2 minutes. It's Wilde and Tausch.
At Fleet Farm, we know every sunny day doesn't begin and end with us. But if it did, we've got you covered. Everyday fishing gear from Rapala, Berkeley, and Minn Kota. Everyday grilling goods from Weber, Kingsford, and Blackstone. Everyday camping gear from Coleman, Yeti, and Eureka. Whatever makes your day, we're right there with you. At Fleet Farm, we've got everything you need for everyday life.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor.
Father's Day is Sunday. Looking for the right gift for Dad? Whether it's a unique craft beer, hard-to-find whiskey, or a spectacular bottle of wine, we've got you covered. Hi, this is Marie from Discount Liquor, where since 1960, we have provided the best selection and the lowest prices in town. We stock literally thousands of varieties of beer, liquor, wine, and mixers. Over 15,000 actually, but who's counting? The point is, you want it, odds are we have it. Combine our incredible selection and everyday low prices with our 2 convenient locations, and you've got your one-stop shop for Father's Day. Discount Liquor on 51st in Oklahoma and Milwaukee, and in Barstow and Maine in downtown Waukesha.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor.
See our specials at discountliquorinc.com, and happy Father's Day.
Here's to experiencing it all this summer in Wisconsin. Every deliciously cheesy, rockin', magical, fireworks-filled, festival-loving moment. There's Cheese Curd Fest in Ellsworth, Strawberry Fest in Cedarburg, Festival of the Arts in Stevens Point, and the Renaissance Fair in Bristol, Honor the Earth Powwow in Hayward, Mile of Music in Appleton, Venetian Fest, Bratfest, Summerfest. So many fests for your whole crew. Find them all at TravelWisconsin.com. Sponsored by Travel Wisconsin.
Hey, this is Homer. You're listening to the home of Marquette basketball. 94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Did we get this far into the show without talking about the biggest news in sports yesterday?
I don't know.
A 5-run, 5-hit explosion in the 6th inning, followed by a 4-run 7th inning, writes John Mason in your Wisconsin State Journal. The Sun Prairie East Cardinals are playing for a championship at the WIAA State Baseball Tournament.
Yeah, we're heading there tonight. We'll be up in Appleton to watch that bad boy.
Close to my neck
try
of
to
the
see
woods.
Sun Prairie East win a championship.
Well, what time's first pitch? Maybe
Scheduled
Sid
to
and I'll
appear
come
at
down and
6
watch.
o'clock, I believe, is the tip. I don't know whether or not rain and everything else got that, but yeah, it should be against the deepier, whatever they call themselves.
The Redbirds. Redbirds.
Cardinals versus Redbirds.
That's a great ballpark up there in Appleton.
A Red Bird is going to win a championship tonight.
Are you going with Big O? I mean, obviously, Big O will be there. He doesn't have a
graduation to go to. Jenny O will probably be up there, too. I'm guessing
Jenny O?
I'm guessing there will be...
Like the hot dogs?
No, it's turkey. I don't think Jenny O's hot dogs.
Oh, turkeys. Turkey hot dogs. Yeah, Jenny O.
It's not hot dogs. You don't think of Jenny O and you think hot dogs. Nobody would say
hot
that.
dogs.
No. Yeah. Nobody is going to say anything. You say Jenny O, you think turkey. You don't think turkey dogs. Nobody.
Okay. I'm going to look at their product line. I'm pretty sure they have
You go
turkey
ahead and study their product line. They may have a turkey dog, but nobody's thinking turkey dog. They're thinking turkey when you say it. But yes, I'm sure there'll be a nice crowd.
Turkey
There'll be a
Franks.
lot of folks heading that way tonight.
Turkey Franks. You can pick them up today at Walmart for $2.22. Well, congratulations to the Cardinals and the Redbirds. I don't think Domofsky will be there. His boys don't play baseball anymore, but you will be there for the Cardinals.
I'm guessing he's still going to be a supportive fan of the program. It's not like he's just in it for the kids, for his own kid. He's probably looking at a big picture too. I would hope.
Yeah, I don't know. I know he's got a similar vacation trip planned as you do, so he might be reaching out to get your insights from your previous trip that you took.
I'll send him to Sarah, who did a fantastic job.
Did all the work. Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
All right. I only brought that up because what I really wanted to do was get us somewhere in the general vicinity of being back on the clock. So okay. I do want to get to the mini camp as much as I could talk about Zane Anderson some more. I had a few questions for Matt LaFleur that I'd like to get to because I thought that they were important. Again, I don't want to make these, whether it's talking about Aaron Rodgers or talking about the Packers and these 2 days, I don't want to make this sound like it's the end-all, be-all, because it's not. We talked about it. It's just an extension of the OTAs for these guys. He excused a number of players from the last day or 2 days of the entire offseason program. But there is a vibe around this team, man. And I'm telling you, it is a very, very, very positive one.
Mm-hmm.
But Matt LaFleur is not making any grand pronouncements. We'll talk about that coming up. Want to remind you that you can experience the luxury of a Stearns & Foster mattress right now at Steinhafels. Featuring layers of premium material beneath a timeless hand-stitched cover, Stearns & Foster mattresses provide the entire family with a luxurious, which is a great word, sleep experience. Plus, you'll get $300 in Steinhafels cash when you buy one. So feel the collection's handcrafted comfort and support at Steinhafels today, or just shop online at steinhafels.com. We'll talk about what Matt LaFleur said and what he didn't say next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch is presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio. Even when you think you know what's going on.
Well, all men hate cold water because of shrinkage.
You can never be too sure.
I like how you dropped
Is that what it is?
Like you were just... Thought we were going to get
All right.
You're not wrong.
Packers, nonsense, chaos.
I did not expect to wrap up today's little episode with the word shrinkage. So
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, mornings 7 to 9 on 94.5 ESPN and available wherever you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand.
True Chicago-style pizza is thin, crispy, and cut into squares. And thanks to Connie's Frozen Pizza, you can enjoy a true slice of the city. You'll enjoy it so much you won't even mind where it comes from. Connie's Frozen Pizzas are made from the same cornmeal crust Connie's has been serving for over 60 years. They're perfectly cheesy, perfectly saucy, and they're exactly what you crave. Get to know the true Chicago style with Connie's Frozen Pizza. Born in Chicago, loved by cheeseheads. Available in a freezer aisle near you.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that American Family Insurance agents can help build a customized renter's policy so you can protect stuff like this, or this, or even this. Well, case in point. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin. Many people with unique homes reach out to Pella because our team of experts can customize windows and doors that match architecture from any era.
I love that I have a home that's 100 years old. It's a historic district, and we didn't want to ruin the look by having modern windows in an older home. When I found out that Pella had an architecturally accurate product line, they simply guided us and helped us to make a great decision for our home.
Order today and get 0% interest for up to 48 months at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Certain restrictions apply in 6/30/2024.
Summer with Saz's. Wonton-wrapped mozzarella sticks, refreshing craft cocktails, crispy sour cream and chive fries, barbecue pulled pork sandwiches, you name it, they've got it. Saz's Steakhouse has been a Milwaukee staple for almost 50 years. So grab your friends and come experience the finest for yourself. Join them on their outdoor patio or pull up a seat at Saz's famous Round Bar. Complimentary shuttles are ready to take you to games and concerts at AmFam Field. Located at 55th and State. Learn more at saz's.com.
The big gig is almost here. Make sure you're tuned into ESPN Milwaukee every day for a chance to win tickets to Summerfest. And when you're out at Summerfest, stop by the Gruber Law Office's Sports Zone to meet the ESPN Milwaukee team and to win prizes. The fun starts June 20th on the lake.
Summerfest 2024, presented by the Mukwonago Lions Club, is this weekend. Enjoy live music daily with youth baseball and softball games, plus a horseshoe tournament on Saturday. Bring your family to Field Park in Mukwonago as summer is here. Enjoy carnival rides, food, drinks, fireworks, and even free parking. Conclude the weekend with Sunday's parade at noon, followed by the Classic Car Show. Make plans this weekend to attend the Mukwonago Lions Club Summerfest 2024 at Field Park, Highways 83 and NN in Mukwonago.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Ben Bruss for Road America. The best place in Elkhart Lake is America's National Park of Speed. Make the most out of your summer at Road America. Come see a race at the legendary 4-mile, 14-turn road course that has hosted some of the best races since 1955. Camp on site all weekend and enjoy free admission for kids 16 and under with a paying adult at the gate. Up next is the WeatherTech Chicago Region SCCA June Sprints at Road America on June 21st through the 23rd. Come for the experience, stay for the race. Get your tickets at roadamerica.com. That's roadamerica.com.
You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
All right, let's get to the Packers minicamp, which wrapped up yesterday. Tausch, I do agree with you. Again, I tend to be there aren't a lot of things that I'm critical of them when it comes to the organization.
Ticket prices, sliding
shareholders getting return for their investments.
So there's probably a few more things than you maybe.
No, it all ties into the same thing though, and it goes back to the hypocrisy thing. You embrace the we're owned by the fans. We don't have a deep-pocketed billionaire owner. And yet your behavior towards said fans doesn't necessarily jibe with that narrative that you love.
Is it jibe?
I believe.
I don't know if I've ever used the term jibe.
Well, be that as it may, there was for many years OTA practices. Nice. OTA practices that were open to the media were open to fans. Yep. The mini camp was open.
Yep.
Training camp, the numbers have dwindled on the number of practices that are open more and more each year. There's fewer. Mm-hmm. It's just, I
How
think
many
if you're
were open to the fans this offseason? Because the media was able. Just wait, the fans couldn't watch. What they have the tarped up. It's tarped up.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't get that. Why? What are you hiding? This isn't. You're not prepping for the Bears or the Eagles. Like, what is the thought process of not having fans? You build the stadium, you build all those bleachers. You want fans to come and buy pro shop stuff. What's the rationale for it?
I don't know. Football does not want I'll say this: Matt LaFleur had a video board, which some other teams have done.
Yeah, I like that.
So he had it at these practices, the 2 practices for the minicamp. He is not going to have it at training camp.
Okay.
And when he was asked why, he said, because I don't know who's going to be sitting in the stands.
Yeah.
So he doesn't want video of the practice
they have, like some thermo-global nuclear war secrets that they're hiding? Like, you're running jet sweeps. You're running Kyle Shanahan in your own. Okay, so last year I was highly critical of this too. Because let me tell you something. Every walk-through, jog-through, we had fans at it. And I'm going to tell you something. It was good, like good juice.
Right.
It was fun.
Energy. Yeah.
Now, I think the social media clipping up clips and doing all that, I can understand a little bit of it, especially last year. You had a bunch of new guys, and you didn't need to put all that added. But now, just like I couldn't understand why they didn't want to announce when they signed Goody and LaFleur to big extensions, fans want to hear it, and it's a good thing.
News. Yep.
Like, it's not you're hiding something that's happening. So I didn't understand that. I still don't. But you're literally doing drills. And you want your team to be engaged with its fans, and you want its fans to be engaged with the team. So is it going to hurt you to have 2,500 Packer fans down there rail-birding it up?
No.
No,
I don't think it
I'd
does.
love an explanation of why they've stopped doing that. They love making money. Kudos to them. But you're going to have more people getting Rashawn Gary and Jordan Love jerseys, and maybe they'll get these guys to sign it. Maybe they won't.
Right.
It's a couple days. So what are we doing? If it goes inside, great. We understand it rains. I think everybody gets that. But the reason I even brought this up, and I sent you the fireman, Kurt, who is a monster Packers fan.
He lives in, like, California.
Comes into town, and he doesn't get any access to see it. And listen, they can do whatever they want. I just would love to understand why they're doing it this way. Fans eat this up, man. They love it. It's so menial. Like, if you want, throw it up on Packers.com too. Let fans see. Like, this isn't. You're not in secret season. There isn't any espionage going on.
Subterfuge.
So what are we doing?
Yeah,
Can
I don't
anyone
know.
explain why they don't?
Because they are by nature clandestine and secretive and. Probably,
but you open it up during training camp, not as much.
I'll say this, and I don't want to say this with 100% certainty, but I would say this with a significant amount of confidence that if the team president, whether it's Mark Murphy or if Ed Policy gets the job next or whoever, if they said, "Hey, Goody, Matt, how many practices do you want to allow to have open to the fans?"
They'd say 0.
They'd say 0.
Yeah. They also said they wouldn't do the kickoff, and they did. But what I don't understand. I don't get it. I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't either. And again, my issue is the hypocrisy aspect of this, because those are the things.
How many other teams? Well, like what are other teams doing? Is everybody going to limited, or is it let people in and watch? Because you expect and you want and you're excited when you get 70,000 fans to come watch practice at Lambeau on family night.
Yep.
You want people to be in town and buying stuff and supporting the businesses and the hotels that you own next door and Titletown. And you're going to have them come in and they're not going to go to actually watch practice in shorts?
Right.
I did not realize they had such a limited access. I guess that's on me for not knowing that. And
and apparently Kurt.
There is no reason to not have more access. There's not. And you don't have. If
Football
there's a day,
doesn't want it.
If there's a day you want, and by the way, if you really have clandestine things at Philadelphia and you got some new things, go into Hudson Center and go to work. They do that anyways.
That's what they do at the start of practices and camp. We're all out there and they're inside.
I don't get the fact. I just think like our fans would say, man, God, Romeo Dobbs looks great. Oh, my gosh. These guys, why are you not doing that? I don't have any good answers for you.
I don't either. That's because there isn't a good answer. There isn't.
What would Matt LaFleur say if you asked him just point blank, why are you guys, what's the deal? What's he answering?
I don't know. I can ask him.
You don't have to ask him on my account. I'm
honestly curious what he would say, because I think it's just being, I don't want to say paranoid. That's a strong word.
But what are you paranoid about?
Right. I don't know.
I don't want the Bears to see this stretch line that we're doing. This stretch is pretty impressive.
Yeah,
is that what we're doing here?
Yeah, I don't get it. But again, I am telling you that from what I can gather, if they had it their way, nothing would be open ever. Because it doesn't help your team.
They loved COVID, where there's nobody in the stands.
I'm sure that probably exacerbated that, frankly. This is really great. Nobody can watch any of this stuff. They just see us on game day. And no one has a clue that, and look, in fairness to Matt LaFleur, there were things that Mike McCarthy didn't want on the street either. He got mad at Domofsky once for mentioning that Randall Cobb threw left-handed. To which I later said to Mike, he played quarterback at Kentucky.
But people forget.
He threw left-handed.
People forget.
That was
Why
his
are you always
response.
trying to stir stuff up, Jason?
Yeah, who's thinking about what they did when they were scouting him for the draft? Okay, fair, but nevertheless, was a handoff throw from Randall Cobb going to be ruined because the defense knew that he threw left-handed? I don't think so. But again,
so just for the record, in season, I totally get it. I totally understand not doing it.
They kick us out very early.
I'm literally asking. It is June.
Yeah.
In May.
Mm-hmm.
You're not doing anything of game plan specific of anything. It makes no sense. It's really dumb.
Yeah. We do not get to record portions or post video of portions of routes on air. So
maybe it's just the cell phone usage, and that's what they're spooked off by. Maybe that's what it is.
Maybe, because again, they can't control they don't have fans handing in their phones when they go out there and this stuff gets onto social media. Nevertheless, I do want to get to what Matt LaFleur said about managing expectations. I even got a big Mike McCarthy reference into one of my questions to him. We'll get to that coming up. I don't know, will it take more or less than another 10 minutes before we get to that topic? I don't think Prize Picks has that on its board.
They don't, and I thought I had a winner last night. Hauser, more, 1.5, 3 balls. Bing, bing, bing. Thought I was in good shape, and then my boy Gaffer didn't get me the boards I was looking for. But I'll tell you what, it made watching that much more fun. And hoops, hockey, Prize Picks has everything. And it is simple to play. Just pick more or less on projected stats. You can go 2 or more players. I like going with 3. I only went 2 last night. I didn't turn $10 into $1,000, but you can if you just do that when you get 4 correct picks. You can choose from traditional stats like points or assists, or more unique ones like getting a dunk or some 3 balls. Easy gameplay, quick withdrawals, and injury insurance. That's what makes Prize Picks America's #1 daily fantasy sports app. Join the Prize Picks community. Download the Prize Picks app and use that code WI. That's code WI on Prize Picks for a first deposit match of up to $100. Prize Picks. Pick more, pick less. It's that easy. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
We'll get to what Matt LaFleur had to say next. Maybe. It's Wilde and Tausch.
On air, online, and on demand. Get all your favorite ESPN Wisconsin content anywhere you get your podcasts for free. The new Wisconsin On Demand. It's free, it's everywhere, and it's for you.
Hey, this is Brad Nortman, here to tell you about my friends at Bank 5-9. Everywhere I go throughout the area, I see Bank 5-9, and it's no wonder why. Not only do they have 14 branch locations, but their employees spend nearly 9,000 hours each year volunteering in the communities that they serve. That's on top of the financial support that they provide to several hundred nonprofits right here in southeastern Wisconsin. If you're looking for a true local community bank, check them out today at bank59.com. Member FDIC.
I joke around and with my wife and call it my bionic knee.
But before Ernest became a patient with QC Kinetics, it was a different story.
I'd go to bed with my knee throbbing, heat, ice. I would get up in the middle of the night to get a drink or something, and I would just be hobbling.
He wasn't able to play on his rec basketball team or work in the yard, but QC Kinetics regenerative treatments turned around the situation without surgery or downtime, using Ernest's own healing properties to help restore his aching knee, now known as Ernest's bionic knee.
I am really happy because I am playing the game that I love so much, and I'm playing with my granddaughter, and I'm gardening, and I'm on my knees, and I'm jumping up. I have a 200-pound dog, and I'm playing with my dog.
Now Ernest is living his best life thanks to QC Kinetics, and so can you. Call today for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
At Fleet Farm, we know every sunny day doesn't begin and end with us. But if it did, we've got you covered. Everyday fishing gear from Rapala, Berkeley, and Minn Kota. Everyday grilling goods from Weber, Kingsford, and Blackstone. Everyday camping gear from Coleman, Yeti, and Eureka. Whatever makes your day, we're right there with you. At Fleet Farm, we've got everything you need for everyday life.
The Island Resort and Casino is the Midwest's premier resort destination, giving guests the total experience with a luxury hotel, full-service spa, live lounge and headline entertainment, multiple dining options, and more, all surrounding a lively Vegas-style casino. And atop many a golfer's bucket list are the island's 2 championship courses, Sweetgrass and Sage Run. When we say your total experience, we mean it. Plan your getaway today at islandresortandcasino.com.
Hey, welcome to the IKEA Midsummer Sale. Hello. Save up to 50% on outdoor furniture and indoor essentials and have your best summer.
Oh, how about storage for my inflatable flamingos?
We've got you covered. Let's turn your space into a summer haven with space for birds.
Awesome.
Visit us in store from June 12th to July 9th or at ikea-usa.com/midsummer. Offer valid dates may vary. U.S. only while supplies last. Selection may vary by store and online. See store and ikea-usa.com/midsummer for complete terms. Restrictions apply.
All you have is one chance after an accident, one decision on who to call, one shot to get the help you need. Don't waste it on the one offer you get from your insurance company. Make the one call to Gruber Law Offices. It's the only one you'll need to make. Call us today. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Donald Driver and Cousin Subs are teeing up to offer you a chance to win a golf experience of a lifetime. From June 10th to July 21st, you can enter to win a foursome in the 4th Annual Wisconsin Athletic Hall of Fame golf outing at the Brute Golf Course in Lake Geneva on July 29th. The grand prize winner will also get a VIP meet and greet with Double D himself, breakfast and lunch, and 4 $100 Cousins gift cards. Enter today at cousinsubs.com/drive to win.
Coverage begins Saturday at 6:30 Eastern and Sunday at 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio.
I'm not afraid of getting old, and I want less day from dying young. I see the light go past my shoulder. I want less day from dying young, and I'm not afraid of getting old.
All right, before we get sidetracked again, which has been known to happen once or twice on this program, let's get to what Matt LaFleur had to say yesterday about where this team is at and managing the expectation game. I'm curious, Tausch, if you will like these answers or not like these answers. So let's play them for you now. Here is my exchange with Matt LaFleur as we closed up the minicamp yesterday.
Hey, Matt, I get you're not in pads, but you still see a ton as a coach. I get that it's about production, not potential, but do you think you have a good feel for what kind of football team you have as you break the off-season program? And if
I think we've laid a good foundation, and I think the guys, the things that we stress to these guys in terms of our communication, how close the connection can get, I think it's a good start. But it really doesn't matter once we come back to training camp. It's about what we do moving forward. And again, it's just the foundation. So, I feel really good about the group in there, and hopefully that over the course of these 5 weeks, the challenge to these guys is you cannot come back the same player. You got to come back better. You got to come back in better shape, and you got to come back better mentally.
Do you think, your predecessor made a comment once upon a time that said the biggest challenge would be handling success? You guys obviously had success in the second half of last season. Do you think it's different when you have a team that maybe came into the year without many expectations, as opposed to what you guys did last year? People are going to expect you to be a good football team. Is there a different dynamic, especially with young guys?
I just think that you got to do your best to kind of ignore the outside noise and just get to work. And I think, that's where the confidence is built. It's through the work and just going out there and competing together, coming close together. But just my advice to those guys is you can't worry about what everybody expects from you. It's what we expect of each other.
So, Tausch, we've talked about expectations many times and how it colors how you view a player's career and also how you manage those as a team in a season where expectations are high. How do you view how they sound like they're handling the expected higher expectations of this season?
Yeah, all this stuff is nice, all this, but it really is just going to come down to how your approach and what you end up doing. Mm-hmm. So you can always say the right thing. But do I think that this group's confidence is a lot higher than it was last year? Absolutely. Do I think their expectations are much higher than what they were last year? Absolutely. And as you mentioned with Mike McCarthy, his predecessor, saying handling success, and it is hard because you'll have 30 guys and a bunch of them feel really good about what they put out on film last year and what their future might hold. But last year, I just saw gas prices went from $2.99 to $3.29 overnight.
Yeah.
Yesterday's prices aren't today's. Yesterday's players aren't today's players. And what Matt's saying is today's players aren't going to be the same players in September. You need to be better because now you don't have the other teams looking at you like, I don't even know what these guys are going to be. The Packers are back to being the Packers, and teams look to beat the Green Bay Packers because they're one of the gold standard bearers of this league. So you best be at your best because you know you're going to get everybody's best shot. And if you don't have that mentality, you're going to fall short of the lofty goals that I believe they should have. And last year I felt like, early on there was almost the acceptance of, well, I don't know how good we're going to be.
Right.
And
you're right.
When you allow that into your locker room, what is the old saying goes? You'll get what you demand.
You get what you emphasize. You also get what you allow.
That's not what it is either. It was something about demand. But the bottom line is expectations are important. Setting goals are important. And, having the fortitude to push through and do that, you're going to be tested in ways that you weren't last year. Mm-hmm. How you respond to that. We don't know that yet, but we like the character and the youth and the enthusiasm that this group has. How is that going to shake out if you go down to Brazil and get your brakes beat in? How are you going to bounce back? Because last year they did a fantastic job of kind of just hanging in. Mm-hmm. And then when things started clicking, boom, boom. How are you going to handle if you have a couple of injuries? All of those things are things, the unknowns, that make a season beautiful and fun, but also incredibly challenging.
So wait, you get what you emphasize, you also get what you tolerate. That was the word I was looking for.
Tolerate.
That's not what it was?
Yes, that was tolerate.
That was what you're looking for?
Yes.
Okay. Their jobs are to demand and teach. I still think that it's going to be interesting to see how young players who were able to play, I think, free. Tom Landry texted us.
Where's he from? I don't see it. You usually put down where they're from.
The Great Beyond.
Yes, from the Great Beyond. I looked it up and wanted to get that on the screen instead of interrupting you guys.
Is that Tom Landry's quote?
According to the internet.
Okay, well, that's fair enough.
So and according to a Cowboys fan, too, so that's helpful.
Yeah, the GOAT.
He had a great hat. All right, so I am curious, Tausch, before we move on from this, because I want to get to Romeo Doubs, too, because I think maybe myself and certainly Jesse comparing him to Alan Lazard might be sleeping on him a little bit. But how do you expect young players who played, and it's a weird dynamic, right? Because part of them, they didn't know what the hell they were doing, right? And that's stressful in and of itself as a young player, is not really being sure of yourself. But there was also a freeness to them last year without those expectations. So if you were to guess how they will handle them now when there are expectations, Matt LaFleur can say until the cows come home, well, it's really about our expectations. And that's great and all, but they know. There's no way they don't know that outside expectations are high.
They know, and they should know.
Right.
I think there's going to be some chop. This isn't going to be, there's nothing smooth about any NFL season. There's going to be some chop. And the thing is, the reason you have mini camps and do all these team building things is because you want to be able to handle it. You want to be able to weather storms. And this team will get those, and they'll have those, and they'll probably lose a few games that we don't think they should. That's part of the deal. Mm-hmm. And it just comes back to keep improving and giving yourself a chance around Thanksgiving to be right where you need to be, and that's when you're hoping your football team starts taking off like they did last year. And if that's the case, you're going to look at this season in a very positive way.
Among the many things, I was very busy yesterday, as you know. Very busy guy. I always like to tell you how busy I am. But I did make time to finally see the social media product put out by you and Maddie from your Johnson & Sons paving experience, and I gotta say, it was really, really, really good. Well done by both of you, and thanks again to Johnson & Sons Paving. And I'm not just saying that because I need some driveway work.
Okay, summer is here, but before you know it, you'll be prepping for winter. And Johnson & Sons Paving wants to make sure you're ready by remembering the 3 R's of parking lot and asphalt maintenance: reseal every 2 to 3 years, repair when you see signs of cracking or potholes, and replace if there's constant standing water, warping, bulking, or sinking. And again, now I know you see that water, you have to make sure it's graded properly. You got to pave it and make sure that grade drains that water away from your buildings. And Johnson, I saw it firsthand. They do it. Connect with Johnson & Sons today to fix those minor repairs before they become huge headaches. Visit johnsonsonspaving.com right now to schedule an appointment.
Speaking of huge, the green machine that you were on,
it was more turquoise,
huge.
I thought. I thought it was
teal?
More turquoise, tealish. Yeah, it was like a light aqua bluish, dolphin blue.
Also, speaking of huge, is your head huge?
That depends when we're
well,
talking.
It looked like you had a little trouble getting the helmet on.
No, the helmet, I wasn't going to wear the hard hat, but then I thought I brought it. It's got Johnson & Sons Paving on it, and as I was trying to figure out how to smoothly drive it, which took me a while, got a little herky-jerky, and all of a sudden the old hard hat, boop, and it fell onto the new asphalt over to the left, and old boy threw it back up to me, and I'm like, I got to drive this thing back. That was probably the diciest moment of my Johnson & Sons Paving work experience.
Why didn't you just take your hat off?
Well, I thought because I wasn't going to wear it, and then I had it, and I had it up there, and then I thought, if I'm going to wear this, I should have just not worn
you
the
were
hard hat.
second guessing yourself. You got in your own head.
You know what?
Put the hard hat over the hat.
Nobody else. I don't want to put everybody's OSHA business on the street, so I'm going to end the conversation. I should have just went with the hard hat. You're right, Hunter.
I don't want to put everyone's OSHA business on this.
I don't know all the rules and regulations, so I'm just going to say I should have done what Hunter said. That would have been
other than the fact that there's all kinds of video with you being the only one wearing a hard hat.
So are you calling out? I'm not. Again, I'm not. If you want to go down that road, you do it.
I don't know.
You're the one that wants to get a new driveway, so yeah, go ahead, do what you want.
And there's other guys that do have their helmets on per OSHA rules. I'm not going to get further into that.
I was so excited to do that paving part too. But I would have been by myself, and you're going up against
a terrible idea.
I think
good
wisely said, it's probably not a good idea.
Very, very smart.
Otherwise, my guess is the JSP crew would be out there today, probably fixing some things.
Fixing it, yes, exactly. Well, if you haven't seen it on social media, we will share it once again because it is worth your time. I'm glad I got to watch it. And thanks again to Johnson & Sons Paving for their great partnership and for getting Old T out there on the paver, not the roller, which I think was a decision that was smart by everyone. All right, next, I do want to get to this sound clip from Matt LaFleur talking about Romeo Doubs. Have we been sleeping on him and what he means to this offense? We'll talk about it next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
On air, online, and on demand. Get all your favorite ESPN Wisconsin content anywhere you get your podcasts for free. The new Wisconsin On Demand. It's free, it's everywhere, and it's for you.
Kenny Chesney returns to Milwaukee on Saturday, June 22nd with the Sun Goes Down Tour at American Family Field. The country music superstar will be joined by the Zach Brown Band, Megan Maroney, and Uncle Cracker. The parking lot opens at 2 p.m. with the show starting at 5 p.m. Listen to Jen, Gabe, and Chewy on 94.5 ESPN for your chance to win tickets to the show. Kenny puts on a heck of a show, and we want to send you to see it in person. Tune in this week for your chance to win 2 tickets during Jen, Gabe, and Chewy on 94.5 ESPN.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Brad Nortman here for Carbless, my go-to drink this summer. Handcrafted right here in Wisconsin, Carbless is a ready-to-drink vodka and tequila cocktail. Perfect for hanging out on the patio by the grill, chilling on the lake, or tailgating at the Brewers game. Plus, it's got 0 carbs, 0 sugar, 0 gluten, and just 100 calories. All summer, make sure you're following Carbless on Instagram at Drink Carbless for your chance to win a Summer Bliss prize package. Find Carbless online and at retailers near you. Carbless. Bliss is more.
Grab a Coke and grab some cash with a Coca-Cola Summer Cash Grab, only from Quick Trip. Play daily in your Quick Rewards app for a chance to win up to $250,000. Earn extra chances to enter by purchasing any qualified Coke, Monster Energy, Powerade, Body Armor, Smart Water, or Core Power Elite products with Quick Rewards. Summer just got a whole lot cooler with Quick Trip and Coca-Cola. No purchase necessary. See QuickTrip.com/sweepstakes for details.
If you're 55 and up, T-Mobile has plans built just for you. Like 2 lines of talk, text, and data for just $30 a line. That's a 45% savings versus Verizon and AT&T. Experience all this and more on America's largest 5G network. At T-Mobile, customers 55 and up can get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for just $30 a line. Switch today.
With AutoPay using debit or bank account plus taxes and fees, 45% off 2 lines versus AT&T Starter and Verizon Welcome. Plan benefits vary. See details.
You're going to feel a puff of air.
Jong's Optometry has set their sights on staffing up.
Try the next line. Hey, Kim, can you tell our 2 o'clock we're running 15 behind? Sorry, we're a bit backed up today.
He needs an optometric technician to keep an eye on it all.
Where are the dilation drops?
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
What are we doing today?
One of the employee owners has an idea.
Who is it?
Casey Goodson.
Well, hi, you must be Casey Goodson.
That's me. Casey has been with Kessler's for 22 years and became an owner 12 years ago. We're excited to hear your idea, Casey. I call it the One Collection.
But we've had special collections in the past.
What are you saying? Casey, I think Rick is saying that this can't be the one collection because we've offered special collections in the past. I'm not saying it's the first collection. It's a special collection of engagement rings for the woman that you know is the one. The one for you. The one forever. What's in it? Incredibly special rings for incredibly special women. How much? Most of them are between $725 and $2,800. I like it. I like it.
Me too.
When you have found the one, you'll find her ring waiting patiently for you to come and pick it up at Kessler's.
For the location of the Kesslers nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher. Summer is here, but if you want your parking lots and asphalt to be ready for winter, you have to remember the 3 R's from Johnson & Sons Paving. Reseal every 2 to 3 years. Repair when you see signs of cracking or potholes. And replace if there's constant standing water, buckling, or sinking. Don't scare customers or tenants away because of a bad parking lot. Connect with Johnson & Sons today before minor repairs end up being huge headaches. Schedule an appointment at johnsonsonspaving.com.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
One more thing from Matt LaFleur yesterday that I want to get to before the 11 o'clock hour, and that is the exchange that he and I had about Romeo Doubs. Because, we got after Jesse for his Sunday Karma hot take that Romeo Doubs is Alan Lazard, which we can all agree here was not a great take.
No, it was not.
And I have been comparing him to James Jones, which, again, I think James Jones is one of the more underrated wide receivers in Packers history.
Yeah,
he was extremely productive.
Yep.
So I don't think I've been poo-pooing Romeo Doubs, but even I might be underestimating with his connectivity with the quarterback, who he works out with in the offseason, and with some of these scenarios where he gets the football. Third down. He had a third down catch to keep their 2-minute drive alive yesterday at the end of practice. Red zone. He led the Packers in red zone touchdowns with 7. Maybe he's a little closer to number 1 than number 4 than maybe we think. So I asked Matt LaFleur about it. Here was that exchange.
Matt, we asked a lot of questions about not necessarily having a clear-cut number 1, but Jordan sure went to Romeo in the red zone a lot last year. He had a third down catch today in 2 minutes. That was pretty critical. Where do you see him in his development and his connection with your quarterback?
Yeah, I think Rome's had an outstanding spring. I really do. And it's evident by the work that he puts in on a daily basis. He's in there in the morning catching off the jugs. He's one of the last guys to leave the building. He's very deliberate about the work he puts in, and I think it showed. And he's... we challenged him on a couple of things that we thought he could really do a better job with, and, just continuing to stress the importance of opening up his stride. And, he's embraced that. And I think you've seen that, and I think he's had a lot of great moments. As a matter of fact, I can't think of a bad day that he's had out there. He is definitely improving.
I can't think of a bad day that he had out there throughout the offseason. Tausch, have we been guilty of undervaluing Romeo Doubs?
No doubt about it. I think we all just kind of saw last year, and Romeo Doubs was super consistent. He scored a bunch of tutters, and I think we all just look at the potential of you're big on Wicks, so you're there.
Right.
Jaden Reed, I think, really emerged last year. I'm a Watson guy because of his speed, and it always seems like the guys that just continue to produce and keep their mouths shut and just work.
Reliable.
You kind of take them for granted. I think we're all guilty of that. And when you hear LaFleur talk, is it possible that Romeo Doubs is going to be your number 1 wideout? Yeah. And I don't think any of us thought that or think that or believe that's what's going to happen. And maybe we should, because he's there every day. He gave him these checklists of things to improve on. Sounds like he has. He's living, or he is out, and he's in Jordan Love's sphere, working with him, developing chemistry. Is it possible that we've all just completely kind of penciled him in as a number 2/3, and that's going to be nice, where he could end up being the number 1 guy? Absolutely.
We'll get to the 11 o'clock hour after Tausch tells us about how good those Coors Lights tasted after his shift with Johnson & Sons.
It was a warm day, and, you get done with a hard day of labor. What's better than cracking open a Coors Light brewed with a 3-step cold process, cold lager, cold filtered, and it's cold packaged, so it's made to chill. And make sure those mountains are blue. That's when you know Coors Light's cold-activated bottles and cans are chilled to perfection. Celebrate responsibly, Coors Brewing Company at Golden, Colorado.
If you did not hear Brian Windhorst talking about Luka Doncic last night on SVP's Sports Center. You will want to hear it. It's what prompted our conversation with Evan Cohen earlier in the program, and you will hear it to kick off the 11 o'clock hour in 2 minutes. It's what
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher here for my friends at Kohler Services. If you need a bath or shower remodel, turn to Kohler Services. Family owned for 150 years, Kohler is your Wisconsin manufacturer providing care for life. And this month only, get 0% interest for 12 months on your Lugstone shower remodel. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com to request your free quote. With fast, professional installation always included. That's KohlerServicesWI.com.
This is ESPN Wisconsin's Brad Nortman. You hear me talk all the time about Bank 5-9 and their mission to make lives better. That mission extends beyond their customers and communities to their employees. Bank 5-9 was just honored again by Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel as a top workplace. That makes 15 years in a row. They were named the #1 mid-sized employer in the region and earned special recognition for the company's overall direction. Want to learn more about working with my friends at Bank 5-9? Visit bank59.com/careers. Equal opportunity employer, member FDIC.
The Island Resort and Casino is the Midwest's premier resort destination, giving guests the total experience with a luxury hotel, full-service spa, live lounge and headline entertainment, multiple dining options, and more, all surrounding a lively Vegas-style casino. And atop many a golfer's bucket list are the island's 2 championship courses, Sweetgrass and Sage Run. When we say your total experience, we mean it. Plan your getaway today at islandresortandcasino.com.
The Milwaukee Bucks are NBA champions!
The Bucks in 6 podcast presents a special series commemorating the Bucks championship run in 2021. From the thrilling Game 7 overtime victory against the Nets.
Durant shooting, got it at the buzzer! No, it's a 2-pointer.
To the 50-point statement made by Giannis in the finals.
A 50-point game! That's the stuff of legend.
Immerse yourself in the sounds of each playoff round with Bucks in 6 on the Bucks Plus audio network. Find it now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey, this is Brad Nortman from KBN. Tune in to Kyle Breston Nortman from 2 to 5 every day. WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
The 11 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch begins now, and it begins...
So, Jason, before we get into Windy,
yeah,
do you think Dobbs can be the #1 wideout?
I do.
Can you imagine if we're sitting here next year at this time and saying, do we have to pay Romeo Dobbs $35 million or 30? Is that's a real thing? Like he could. He's not going to get to JJ. I don't think the Packers, but. This whole conversation, I think the fact that we've almost pigeonholed him as a number 2-3, he hasn't. Doesn't sound like he's interested in that. And now he's going to be one of the first guys that'll be up for an extension. Is he somebody that the Packers are going to want to go and preemptively get, like they've done with a lot of guys that they view as core football players? It's going to be an interest. The reason we've talked so much wide receiver, and I know I've taken a little bit of heat, is because it's fascinating to me. The concept, the construct of ensemble versus that, and the fact that we've slept on Romeo Dobbs, even though he had a really good season last year. Is he capable of being that guy? There's just so many other players that you think should be that guy, but when you start looking at what Romeo Dobbs has done in his first 2 seasons, it's pretty impressive, and I think we probably have overlooked that.
I think we definitely have overlooked it.
Why? Is it because he's not fast enough? Like, why have we overlooked it?
It's because he's so even-keeled.
Do you really think that's what it is?
I do think that's part of it.
Well, isn't Christian Watson's not a super loud guy?
No, but he talks all the time, and he's really interesting, and he won our Mully Award. He obviously dealt with injuries and still talked, which, as you well know, guys that are usually injured don't talk to us.
I have no, for sure.
So Romeo, I talked to Romeo yesterday for a little while. He's just so understated. He talks about, I don't know about you. I've heard plenty of cliches in NFL locker rooms. But I'm not sure I've ever heard a guy say that I just want to be the best version of me. A, more times, and B, seem more sincere than when he was saying that to me yesterday. I don't think he cares. I'm sure he wants to get paid. No one's playing this game for free. I understand that. But, I don't think I just don't get the sense that he's one of those people that's obsessed with, I got to get mine, whether it's my catches or my money. And I think that makes him, I don't want to say boring, but he's not a colorful character. And also, he makes so many plays look routine or easy. He's got really strong hands, right? You've noticed that about him. He's not perfect when it comes to drops, but he's really, you throw a ball that's contested, he is not going to be wrestled away from the ball by the defender. He's strong that way. But he's not flashy. He doesn't run as fast as Christian Watson.
Not many do.
He doesn't show the big play potential or hype or whatever you want to call it that I've been smitten with Dontavion Wicks. He does not get balls on bubble screens and get balls in space the way Jaden Reed did. Right? So there's just, I hate to use this word because you sometimes use it and it makes me a little uncomfortable. He's just not sexy. Is he?
Well, I'm just trying to figure out why we've kind of overlooked him, even though production-wise, he's been more productive than Christian Watson, and obviously injuries play into that. Jaden Reed came on, had a great season, but Romeo Doubs just is out there and he just does his job, and he does it well. And you expect him to even get better and better. And those comments that Matt made yesterday with your question makes me think I have to relook at this a little bit and understand maybe he can be the number one.
All right, let's save Wendy for. I'm sorry, Hunter. I'm going to impose on you, and you'll have to use it during.
Is he more likely to be the number one wide receiver or the number 3?
Look, you have taught us, and this is not my favorite Chiliism is fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, the game room's closed.
That's a good Chiliism.
Clowns are funny now is also a good
Pretty
one.
good.
Does he get credit for now I've lost my train of thought because I was so smitten with the game room's closed. But when it comes to the potential thing, potential gets you fired. That's the one. I'm not saying that Jaden Reed is all potential because he's not. Right? I mean, he led them in receiving yards and receptions.
Christian Watson is the top of the potential chain, and then
Wicks is next.
There's your two. Yep.
Mm-hmm. And I feel like we put both of them along with Reed, who caught more passes for more yards last year, in front of Doubs. All three of those guys, I think we do. I think there's a foursome, and we think of Doubs fourth out of that, and then there's Bo Melton, then there's Malik Heath, and then there's the other guys that are trying to get into the mix. That's how I kind of view their bevy of wide receiver options. And that's not to say that Bo Melton and Malik Heath don't have roles, but I think it's those four and then after that. But I do think that, and I am not absolving myself. I am guilty of this too. But this is why it was so interesting to me yesterday, and that's why I asked LaFleur the question, because I think I'm guilty of it. I mean, he made a catch during 2 minutes that reminded me that I've probably slept on him. because they were going to go 4 and out, and it was going to be end of the first team offense's possession. And he makes a catch in traffic, reaching back. That was really impressive. And I just think that maybe he's not flashy enough for us to think of him as much as we should.
Yeah, but I mean, Marvin Harrison wasn't. There's been a lot of wideouts.
Yeah, but Marvin Harrison did it for a lot of years, and then you became more and more appreciative.
But you could argue,
how it was.
You could argue that Romeo Doubs is the most accomplished receiver on this group right now, and you'd be right from a catch standpoint, touchdowns, all of the things that you look for, because he's had another year. But it is dependability. Coaches love, front office loves, fans can sometimes take it for granted, and I think that's the case here with number 87.
And oh, by the way, for all the great things that Jayden Reed did last season, and I am a big fan of him too. I like him a lot.
You like everybody a lot.
No,
except for Devondre Campbell.
There's a few others, but be that as it may. They played 2 playoff games last year. You know who was their leading receiver for the postseason? Doubs. So what are we doing here? We're overlooking him.
It is fascinating that we've completely just poo-pooed somebody that's been probably your most...
I'm not proud of it, by the way. I am owning
I
my
have to admit,
poo-pooage.
I have, again, this is kind of where you make statements and you talk for 3 hours a day, 15 hours a week, and you kind of get ingrained. I'm Christian Watson because I've seen what he's able to do, and potential sometimes makes you look foolish. I don't think that's going to be the case, but I do think it clouds sometimes your viewpoint on other players, and you kind of just say, oh, yeah, he's nice. He's going to do this. And the players don't necessarily, they could do it. They don't have to just fall into line as far as how everybody views them. They could say, well, no, I can be more. And it sounds like that's what Romeo Doubs is doing.
So the Packers housed the Cowboys in the first round. Get housed, as Jesse's favorite realtor likes to say.
That's true.
And then they were in position, but not to be confused with IRIC. But then they were in position to beat the 49ers. Here are your receiving leaders for the Packers postseason last year. Jayden Reed had 4 catches for 35 yards. Tucker Kraft had 5 catches for 24 yards. Luke Musgrave had 6 catches for 66 yards. Romeo Doubs had 10 catches for 234 yards.
In the playoffs.
In the playoffs! When it's the most important time of the year.
What?
And we're talking about him like he's the 4th guy.
Yeah, it's super.
And I am at fault, too. I am not blaming everyone but me.
It is. And we wonder why receivers are constantly promoting themselves and pushing their agenda on us. And I just see Netflix is coming out with wide receiver, which is going to be awesome. Devontae and Kittle, and who's a tight end, which I don't know why. They could just call it pass catchers. But it does make you wonder, do you need to be a self-promoter, or you want the way Romeo Doubs is approaching it is how I like it. I should be his biggest advocate.
Yes, he's your kind of guy.
And I'm kind of irritated with myself that I have completely slept and poo-pooed because I've gotten caught up in the cover boy action of Christian Watson. I'm still going to stick that way because I want Watson to be that guy, and I've seen it. But I can't sit here now and say, well, Romeo Doubs, he's nice. You just went through his production, and when the postseason hits, he about doubled everybody else's production.
Yeah. Yeah. Certainly of the wide receivers. The next 2 guys were tight ends when it came to receptions in the postseason.
Weird. Why? I'm confused.
So do you agree, though, with my premise then, that because you give me a lot of grief about a lot of things, and most of it is deserved.
You talked to him twice, and you proclaimed after 27 years of doing your job that he's the most even-keeled cat you ever been
And I
around.
stand by it.
Now you're just sticking to it.
No, I'm not. I talked to him again yesterday, and he is so soft-spoken and non-self-promotional that he even talks literally soft-spoken. It's hard
He's the Teddy
to
Roosevelt.
transcribe.
He's the Teddy Roosevelt of Packer wideouts.
Speak softly, but catch a lot of balls in the postseason.
Hunter just turned off because we didn't somehow incorporate Gerald Ford into this.
Yeah.
He's the Gerald Ford.
Had you gone Gerald Ford, I would have been all in on it.
He was not elected as the number one receiver. I think we are guilty of underestimating him. And I see there's some people getting after you already now. Oh, why are we always so up in arms about this number one receiver thing? I don't think you and I have been guilty of being up
It's
in
the
arms
most fascinating part of where this team is, because you have this core group that has stuck together and been great. And how you manage that moving forward, I think, is going to be a critical part of how successful this season is going to be.
Yeah. Not only that, but you may see in the Wisconsin State Journal sometime soon the wide receiver group compared to the cast of Friends.
Are you really going to do that?
Of course I'm going to do that.
Oh, my God.
As long as there's no Dallas talk, we'll be fine.
Who's the J.R. Ewing of the
Mr.
Packers
Dallas,
wide receiver group?
South Fork is like Lambeau Field when it comes to TV shows.
Yeah, that's great, but it's an old TV show. At least get something that came out.
Friends is 20 years ago, brother.
Yeah, and how long ago was Dallas? 40?
35?
The incredible irony of this
different.
debate was that we had it with Evan last week, and the way Evan responded to the Dallas dated nature of the comp was with Seinfeld.
No, and I'm shocked he didn't get Beverly Hills 90210, which, by the way, great show. I don't know who would have been Dylan.
I don't. Who's the other guy? There's the guy that's in the Sharknado movies, the blonde guy.
Steve Sanders.
Yes.
Yep.
But then who's the guy that was he in real life he dated or was married to Megan Fox? He had kind of the slicked hair and the earring. He wasn't Brandon. He wasn't Dylan. He wasn't Steve. He was the other guy.
Nat Pasiccio?
I have no idea.
Can we move on?
I don't know.
More Boomer TV show talk.
He's no Gina Della, that's
and
for sure.
Boomer about that. Gina Della. We talked about older TV shows. Dallas and 90210. If you have an older home and you need new windows, well, Pella's got you covered. The way they did things a century ago, it's a little different than today, so give Pella a call. Their team of experts can customize windows and doors that match architecture from any era. And you want to go back, leave it to Beaver. Gunsmoke, all the old shows. You know what?
Andy Griffith.
They had all these old. I think Gene and the team could even do that with their older homes. If you order today from Pella, you get 0% interest for up to 48 months. Certain restrictions do apply. This offer ends on June 30th. Visit PellaWI.com today to get started.
Brian Austin Green was his name. I don't know
what was his
character.
name in the show.
I was happy that I thought of his name.
Steve Sanders, his name, I ran into him when we were out in Utah.
You ran into Ian Ziering?
Ian Ziering, and spent some time with Ian. Wait,
whoa. You spent some time
We were at a
with
party
Ian
together.
Ziering?
Yeah, we were at a party together, and Ian Ziering is like, "What the hell are you guys doing here?" And we're like, "Well, what are you doing here?"
Wait, who are you guys?
I was like me, and there's some players from the Green Bay Packers with us that were out at a movie festival. Sundance. Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yep.
And you were hanging out with Ian Ziering and Brian Austin.
Yeah,
Green.
we were there with Ian. Was out there. We were kind of big fans. I loved Saved by the Bell. I've told you about my time with Dick Belding.
Richard, yeah.
Yeah, so that's why I still like those shows, Hunter, because there's no new shows, by the way, that are
Thank you to Chris Olson Larson, who informs me that Brian Austin Green's character was David Silver.
David Silver, yeah. He ended up with Spelling's daughter in real life, which I don't remember her name. Donna Martin graduates. Yeah.
You guys are reminding me from the old couple in Christmas Vacation.
Well, yeah, what do you think it's like to listen to this show?
Grace's dad.
I don't know. Donna Martin graduates. One of the all-time
We're just
great
naming
episodes.
names. Can we move on?
That's what we do. We name names. We're the opposite of the Seinfeld reference. All right, let's move on. That's fair.
Okay, we need to play.
Gumble.
All right, we need to play
Let's move
trivia. So our trivia is all jacked up this week because we didn't do it yesterday. Today we only have one set of questions, which Hunter put together.
We have double geography questions.
No, we don't.
What do you mean we don't?
A certain producer decided to not send them over. So we've only got single questions.
And by the way, the certain producer is literally just walking around out here.
He's doing interviews.
No,
he's interviewing
not
people.
Even,
he's a manager.
He's literally just standing around out there, like face pressed up against the window, like an old puppy dog.
Well, unfortunately,
going to the peach pit.
The bottom line is we'll take caller 91,020. We will take caller 9 for trivia. 844-770-3776. 844-770-3776. We will play Wilde and Tausch trivia. It is geography, Wisconsin Geography Wednesday on Thursday, but only one round of it. Caller 9 plays next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch is presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio. The best source for every piece of NFL news you need to know.
I cannot imagine that there's any way that he missed the game because he's unhappy that the game was on turf. I think that's preposterous to me.
ESPN NFL insider Adam Schefter is on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy every Wednesday morning at 7:30.
I thought they looked great. I got to be honest, I think that's what I kind of expected from the Packers.
Presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference. Also sponsored by Construction Business Group and Island Resort and Casino.
Many people with unique homes reach out to Pella because our team of experts can customize windows and doors that match architecture from any era.
I love that I have a home that's 100 years old. It's a historic district, and we didn't want to ruin the look by having modern windows in an older home. When I found out that Pella had an architecturally accurate product line, they simply guided us and helped us to make a great decision for our home.
Order today and get 0% interest for up to 48 months at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Certain restrictions apply in 6/30/2024. Each day, there's a sliver of time when you can almost breathe freely, and you feel better when you can. But you know that eventually that sliver of time closes, along with your nose. It puts a damper on your day every day. So you pop a pill or you take a spray to try to get that relief back. But it's always short-lived. And all the while, in your efforts to give yourself relief, you may be making your nasal breathing problems worse. I'm Dr. Madan Kandula, and a simple in-office procedure from Advent called balloon sinuplasty could be the fast and convenient answer to your breathing triangle problems. Advent has been a leader in this procedure, which can be hard to find elsewhere. It's simple, there's little to no downtime, and it really can be life-changing.
Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better.
Breathe well with simple solutions. Breathe well with simple solutions. AdventKnows.com.
Results may vary.
The Bog in Saukville is Ozaki County's best golf experience. 18 championship holes designed by legendary golfer Arnold Palmer cater to golfers of all skill levels. Settled amongst over 250 acres of beautiful private land, the Bog offers a truly unforgettable golf experience. Play the finest greens of Wisconsin, and after your round, have a signature cocktail while enjoying our Friday fish fry from the clubhouse overlooking the 18th green. It's time to golf, Wisconsin. It's time to enjoy the Bog.
What do you get when you combine grilled to order deliciousness with only the finest Wisconsin cheeses? Cousin Sub's new Wisconsin cheese steaks, featuring either steak or chicken, bacon, cheddar cheese, sauteed onions, and their new Cheddar Supreme cheese sauce. It's a match made in dairy heaven. And the decadence doesn't stop there. Pair your Wisconsin cheesesteak with their new Orange Dream Shake. All are available for a limited time only. Order in store, online, or via the mobile app. Cousin Subs. We believe in better.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Brad Nortman, here from Kyle Breston Nortman. The grand opening of the newest Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men in Oak Creek is here. Walk in anytime, 7 days a week. Take advantage of the grand opening special at Lady Jane's. Haircuts are just $20. That's right, a precision haircut. Hot lather, neck shave, and shampoo for just $20. Lady Jane's in Oak Creek on Howell Avenue. Walk in anytime, 7 days a week. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
Ewald Automotive's grand opening sale for the all-new Ewald Volkswagen and Buick GMC was so successful, we decided to extend the celebration. We're bringing the same grand opening savings across the entire Ewald group of dealerships. Financing as low as 0%, overbooked value for your trade, and the lowest lease payments of the year. That's over 1,400 vehicles with the biggest savings in Milwaukee.
Go to ewaldauto.com.
You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Missed any of the show? Find us on Wisconsin On Demand wherever you get your podcasts. It's free, it's everywhere, and it's for you.
Some trivia. Are we getting more and more first-time contestants, or am I imagining that?
Do we have a first-timer today?
Again, yeah.
Love it. Well, it's because we were talking 90210. I think that probably is like, oh, these cats understand me.
Ian Ziering in Beverly Hills is our contestant for today. Because you hung out together at Sundance. No. It is Ethan in Baraboo. Ethan, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I've been better. I'm a diehard Mavericks fan, so it was a rough night. And
tough night for Doncic. Tough night for Doncic.
All right, so I'm glad you brought this up.
I don't want to hear it, Tausch.
Okay, well.
Okay, never mind.
What did you... did you expect this to go this way as a Mavericks fan, or did you have high hopes?
I did have high hopes. But Boston, man, they're just so deep, and that 5-out is killing us with Gafford and Lively not being in the paint. And Boston's just moving the ball so well offensively. Mavericks have been putrid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of things, but yeah.
Drew Holiday, if the Bucks don't get rid of Drew Holiday, maybe the Celtics aren't in that same spot. It's a darn thing.
It's been pretty valuable to them. Hey, Ethan, let me ask you this before we get to play trivia. As a diehard Mavericks fan, I don't know how far this goes back. Like, are you old enough to remember when Jason Kidd and who was the other guy that were fighting over Tony Braxton at one point when the Mavericks were together?
I'm 33. I've been a fan since I was like 10.
Okay, so defend Luka Doncic, who did not do a whole lot of defending yesterday. Defend him to me and the whining that he does as a fan of his team.
Sure. I get the whining, and I hate it too. I think it comes from a place of just strong emotion, like he wants to win so bad. And he is a winner. People saying that he's a loser. I mean, he won Finals MVP at 18 for Real Madrid.
Yep.
He's taken to this team to the conference finals twice, the finals once now. He just needs to get that emotion going in the right areas. You know, the whining on fouls happens way too much. It happens everywhere in the league. I wish you could just put that effort into winning
LeBron's
instead
pretty
of
bad,
that.
too. LeBron complains a
Right.
ton, too.
Yeah. All right. Well, hey, maybe they'll become the first team to come back from a 3-0 deficit in
they're
NBA
not going
history. All right, Ethan.
Hey,
question.
They might, but they won't, Ethan, and you know that.
Celtics live and die by the three. So.
Okay.
So if they can go cold over the next 4 games, we've got them right where we want them.
4 games in a row.
Ethan, I'm going to ask you the questions. Tausch is going to sort of play along, but not really. Time now for Wisconsin Geography Wednesday on Thursday. Question number 1, Ethan, is this. Tausch is driving the Johnson & Sons paver from Wisconsin Rapids to Plainfield. Which direction is he traveling?
I got this.
Okay, good. I'm glad somebody does, because I would have maybe made Wisconsin Rapids to another town that I may have heard of the choice here. But be that as it may. He's driving from Wisconsin Rapids to Plainfield. Is he driving northwest, southeast, or west?
I feel like they're in the same area.
They're very close, yeah.
Yeah, so it makes it tough.
It does. Yeah. For the first question.
First question is a bear.
You said was southeast an option?
It was.
Let's go that southeast.
Good decision. Well done. Hunter, could you do Wisconsin Rapids to Madison or something for the first one?
Yeah, that one was probably a little tough for the
I was
first
actually
one.
thinking, because I know there's an exit when you get off, and that's kind of the halfway point when I would drive back from Auburndale to Madison, and it's pretty close. So, tough one.
I just would like to say, for the record, though, that I respect the fact that Hunter is self-critical. And he acknowledges, well, maybe that was a little tough for a first question. There's no way the other guy, who's very busy with his interviews today, is saying, yeah, no, maybe that was a little tough.
No, he's the Luka Doncic of Wilde and Tausch.
I either make my questions incredibly difficult or incredibly easy.
Well,
Yeah,
I
there's
have
no
not
real
found a middle
in-between.
ground.
Okay, well, let's hear question 2 then.
All right, here we go. Question 2, Ethan. Which of these locations gets its name from the French phrase Porte des Morts? Is it Door County, Madison, or Eau Claire?
Gotta be Eau Claire.
That's what I would say, too.
Porte des Morts, which I'm not pronouncing that right.
Eau Claire, am I right?
It's like Butamore, right?
Yep.
Butamore.
Butte des Mortis.
Buddy des
That's
Mortis.
like Green Bay, right?
That is.
So is it Door County?
It is Door County per Hunter. Hunter, you want to give us the research
That's
behind
a tough
this?
one.
Yeah, it's a reference to that stretch in between the peninsula and Washington Island. It was called the Door of Death, is what that phrase is, because it's treacherous waters.
That's not very welcoming.
Yeah.
How did you say that word? Peninsula? Because that's not how we say that on this show.
Peninsula.
We say we had a chunk in there. Peninsula. All right, question 3, Hunter. Yeah, you too. But Ethan, let's bounce back. Here we go. Latitudinally, which Wisconsin city is located farthest north? Farthest north, Wisconsin City. Is it Iron Mountain, Iron Belt, or Iron River?
It's gotta be Iron River, right?
So Iron Mountain, is there a Wisconsin Iron Mountain?
Is that in Michigan?
I thought that was in Michigan.
I think it is in Michigan.
Iron Belt sounds made up, frankly.
So, yeah.
Iron Hunter, but yeah, I think it's Iron River.
He is correct. So it doesn't
Sounds
really
like
matter.
it should have been the first question.
I don't know if
frankly.
you want your river to be called Iron.
Well, there's a lot of iron up
sharpens iron.
north.
No, I understand. Iron ore is big up in Duluth. I understand that whole concept.
Iron
but I don't
Belt
know,
is a real town. It's
It
not
is?
really a city. Yeah, it's tiny, but I found it up there because I wanted
Okay.
3 irons. So
Well, you had your irons in the fire, eh?
Eh?
Good thing you had all that water to kind of put out that fire.
Well, be that. I felt like the first question was the third question, and the third question should have been the first question. Whatever the case may be, Ethan, you got 2 out of 3 right. That's 3 out of the possible 4 entries into Friday's drawing. We still have 2 more games of trivia to play, so I don't know what that means for your odds. But we appreciate you being a first-time contestant, and go Mavs. Good luck to you, buddy.
Go Mavs, go Packers. Love you guys. Have a good day.
love you guys.
I love you guys to close it. I appreciate that a lot. Hunter, how would you critique your trivia today?
I mean, am I taking into account past performances? Because if we compare it to past
expectations, just like the Packers.
The expectation game.
Then I feel like this was a B+ for me.
You crushed it.
Like, compared to some of my other presidential ones and typos and incredibly difficult questions.
I thought you nailed it. I thought you absolutely nailed it.
Good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I just inadvertently deleted the wrong email. Tausch, you got a read for today?
I do. It's baseball season. You know, I'm going to be going to tournaments. I'm heading up to Appleton tonight, all over the place with my family, and, of course, plenty of tailgates to attend. And when I need to stock up on snacks and drinks for everything, you know I'm making a stop at Quick Trip, and I'm going to use my Quick Rewards. You're not going to want to miss out on this deal. Head to your local Quick Trip today and purchase select Gatorade, Gatorlight, Gatorade Water, or Fast Twitch products using your Quick Rewards. You'll be automatically entered to win a game day prize pack. You can win 4 tickets to a suite for the Brewers' July 21st game against the Minnesota Twins, but that's not all. You'd also be able to watch batting practice, and you can even throw out the first pitch. Plus, $500 gift card to the team store and another $500 in Quick Trip gift cards. Batting practice, gift cards, a view from the suites, and throwing out the first pitch just by grabbing some Gatorade. Get full contest details at quicktrip.com/sweepstakes. No purchase is necessary.
Whoa! Hunter is next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Baseball, grilling, festivals, tan lines, and Saz's. Summer in Wisconsin is the finest, and Saz's Statehouse is the place to be. They've been a Milwaukee staple for almost 50 years, so they know a thing or two about summer fun. Enjoy handcrafted cocktails, festival-famous combo platters on Saz's outdoor patio, or cool off with your friends at their famous round bar. Saz's complimentary shuttles are ready to take you to games and concerts at AmFam Field. Get details at Saz's.com, located at 55th and State. See you at Saz's.
Wisconsin Harley-Davidson is ready to get you on the road for all your summer events this riding season. June 15th features a ride from Casper, Wyoming, benefiting Wisconsin Hero Outdoors. Then on June 22nd, Wisconsin Harley-Davidson will have 2 rides from Milwaukee and Iron Ridge, benefiting veterans and the Wisconsin Guardian Foundation. All proceeds go to the Next Guardian Service Dog and Veteran Community Project. For more info, visit WISHD.com or find them on Facebook and search their events. Wisconsin Harley-Davidson, your destination dealer.
The big gig is almost here. Make sure you're tuned into ESPN Milwaukee every day for a chance to win tickets to Summerfest. And when you're out at Summerfest, stop by the Gruber Law Office's Sports Zone to meet the ESPN Milwaukee team and to win prizes. The fun starts June 20th on the lake.
The biggest names in the basketball world.
Dame, Dollar, Lillard.
Having fun and honest conversations.
He puts it in the shoe, right? And sets the tone for brothers and sisters and family.
Every week, Thanasis Adetokounmpo sits down with special guests on Thanalysis Show. Presented by Potawatomi Casino Hotel and curbless, ready-to-drink cocktails.
Fantastic.
Find Thanalysis Show on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts. And on YouTube by searching Thanalysis Show.
Come escape to Lake Lawn Resort. Enjoy stunning lakeside views, on-site golf, award-winning spa, and numerous dining options, including 1878 on the lake. Dive into the pools, explore water sports, or relax by the lakeside fire pits. Experience Lake Lawn Resort's newly renovated guest rooms, part of a multi-million-dollar upgrade for ultimate comfort and luxury. Whether it's a romantic getaway, family vacation, or corporate retreat, Lake Lawn Resort has it all. Book your stay at Lake Lawn Resort today and discover the perfect blend of adventure and relaxation.
Finally, warmer weather, green grass, birds chirping. Don't spend your weekend surrounded by all that junk. Get your free, no obligation, same-day estimate from Two Men and a Junk Truck. You'll restore your sanity and reclaim your space when Two Men and a Junk Truck pulls in your driveway. Visit twomenandajuncktruck.com for your free, no obligation estimate today.
Keep what you love, ditch what you don't.
From big tailgate parties to cozy dinners for two, the freshest ideas start with a stop at Century Foods.
Now through Wednesday, save on 6.3 to 12 ounce selected varieties Frigo string cheese, $4.49. 4 to 12 count or 16 ounce selected varieties Halo Top ice cream, $3.99. 60 to 64 ounce selected varieties Ocean Spray juice, $3.49. 8 count Mega Roll Angel Soft bath tissue, $5.99.
Hey, why'd you throw my glass across the room?
I have to keep practicing.
The vase from Aunt Sophie?
I'm warming up in case I get to take the mound at American Family Field. Read this.
Win the ultimate baseball fan experience at Century Foods?
You either get to throw out the first pitch, hold the finish line for the famous racing sausages, or be on the field during batting practice. My new TV!
Just doing a little batting practice of my own.
The ultimate baseball fan experience. Return the entry form found in the weekly ad to any Century by July 24th.
You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Time now for Whoa Hunter.
If the topic is good, the guys discuss.
Just the other morning I had breakfast at Tracy Rocker's house. His mama brought out 15 flapjacks. He said, Mama, take back 5 of them flapjacks. I gotta stay hungry for the Crimson Tide.
But if it's not, the show must go on. It's time for
Whoa, Nelly!
On Wilde and Tausch.
All right, gentlemen. Before...
Never know where you're going to go. Like, you have more hockey, and with Jesse, I kind of have a clue where he's going. I don't have a clue what you're going to do.
Riley, we know it's going to be MMA and love letters to his girlfriend.
And I don't know what you're going to do.
Well, if you guys remember, and if fans of the show remember, last summer I talked about a bet that my wife and I made about whether or not the Oppenheimer movie or the Barbie movie would make more money opening weekend.
Blew it out of the water.
Yeah, I got crushed. So with losing the bet, my wife got to pick.
Because you wanted to actually do.
Oh, are you accusing him of losing the bet on purpose?
Like the Seinfeld episode where he wanted to, ask the chick out without actually asking her out by doing some crazy bets. Is this, or am I crazy?
No, I mean, it was weird. I was telling her I wanted to get another tattoo, but I had some other ideas, like a Batman one and some different things like that. And she said no, and then came up with this design that you can now see on the screen because it's way easier than showing. So I did finally get the tattoo.
Wow.
It's a good-looking tattoo.
Yeah.
It's a really good-looking tattoo.
Went to my guy Derek over at Black Moon Tattoo here in Madison.
Why is there a Viking boat in front, though?
It's just a sailboat. It's on the lake.
It looks like a Viking boat. Pirates. Looks like there's pirates floating around.
So the only thing she said was the outline of Wisconsin with the capital on it, and he did the rest, and it was awesome. So I just wanted to share that.
I'm sorry, I don't want to discuss your body any more than I have to, but is that a forearm?
That is my forearm, yes.
Okay.
What did you think it was?
I don't know, upper thigh.
It'd be some spindly legs if that's your upper thigh.
No, I'm thick. I don't have small
with
thighs like that. Yeah. The way the kids say it.
So now, are you going to do a Batman one? Are you going to do some other crazy bet that makes no sense? You knew Oppenheimer's a war history movie compared to a commercialized Barbie. You knew you weren't winning that bet.
I thought that it would do better than it did.
Oppenheimer did big numbers. Barbie is
and I thought
monster.
It would do better. I thought that it would do better. I didn't think Barbie was going to do as well as it did.
I feel like you wanted to get a tattoo. This is a great way to do it. Now, are you going to do a Batman tattoo of some sort down the road?
Yeah. My problem with that is because I like Batman so much, I don't know what I want to get.
Who's the best Batman? Don't you dare say anybody but Christian Bale. Don't you dare.
So the problem with Christian Bale is he's too short.
Oh, boy.
Ben Affleck was the closest.
He doesn't think Christian Bale is the best Batman? Oh my
He's
God.
the best
Don't
Bruce
say Val
Wayne.
Kilmer.
He's the best Bruce Wayne. Ben Affleck was the best Batman.
Oh, my God. I thought he was going to say George Clooney.
No, he was the best actual Batman. Christian
Ben
Bale was the
Affleck.
best Bruce Wayne.
Ben Affleck was
Michael
a better
Keaton?
Batman than Christian Bale. That's
Yes.
what you're telling me.
Yes. As someone who has read almost all of the comic books, absolutely 100% without a doubt.
I don't know where to go from here.
Whoa, Nelly!
I don't know if anyone else on Earth feels the way about Batman as Hunter. I don't know anyone that is going to say that Ben Affleck.
How many people do you know that read comic books?
Not many.
Yeah, exactly.
Thankfully, no offense.
Of course, that's a bad take.
Well, is that like a plastic small horn bottle?
It's a candy jar.
Jeez.
Candy jar.
We've talked
Oh, yeah,
about this a
Andy.
lot and wanted to finally play the audio of Windy last
let's
night
get to
after
Windy.
the Mavs
Good
fell
call.
3-0 to the Boston Celtics.
Yeah, I thought it was perfect that Luka fell onto the ground there in an unacceptable position to put himself in with 4 minutes left with 5 fouls, and then immediately looks at the bench and says, "You better bleeping challenge it," as if it's the bench's fault that he just made a terrible play. I'm standing here in the Mavericks tunnel. Over there is the Celtics tunnel. That's where the winners are. If Luka's ever going to be a winner coming out of this tunnel here, he is going to have to use what's happened in this finals as a learning experience. His defensive performance is unacceptable. He is a hole on the court. The Celtics are attacking him. They are ahead in this series because they have attacked him defensively. And you've got a situation here where Luka is complaining about the officiating. They have begged him. They have talked with him. They have pleaded with him. He is costing his team because of how he treats the officials. He's a brilliant player. He does so many things well. They are here because of how he did. His performance in this game is unacceptable and the reason why the Mavericks are not going to win. He's got to get over this. And the fact that he came out after the game and blamed the officials showed me he's nowhere close yet. So maybe over the summer, somebody will get to him because nobody with the Mavericks or anybody else in his life has. And that's where the Mavericks are at this point. They're never going to get to this tunnel with the trophy if he doesn't improve those aspects of his game.
Is this more on Jason Kidd for allowing this to happen and letting it build to this point then on a national stage like this?
No, I actually blame Mark Cuban more than I would. And I know he's not the majority owner anymore, but you bring him in, and I think you have to set a tone early. So he obviously is a fantastic basketball player.
No doubt.
But he has been with the Mavericks, 6-7 years now? I think he got there when he was 19. I think he's probably 25, 26. So he's banged up, too. Again, it's a long season. He's taken shots, I believe, allegedly, to play. He's got a thoracic condition. He's got a knee that's sore. So is he a great defender? No. But you do need to have someone help him grow. And unfortunately, I think Dirk had to retire soon. He was thrust into that spot. And that's why having a veteran that's been around that can help is such a big thing. He didn't have that. Or if he did, it didn't get through. Mm-hmm. And so you can blame a lot of people. I'm going to blame Mark Cuban.
He is 25 years old. He is in his 6th NBA season.
In all honesty, it's on him. He needs to. He's going through these processes. But Mark Cuban brought him in, and did they put enough veteran people around him? You know, everybody kind of thought it was cute when Michael Finley, who great Wisconsin Badger and has got a prominent role over there, went and grabbed that beer from him when he was just sitting in the tunnel. That told me a lot. You don't just go do that after a game. That told me that there's a lot of things going, and it got caught. So maybe Michael Finley can be that guy to help. That would be fantastic.
That's a great
for
idea.
everybody.
Yep, agreed. Whoa, Hunter.
Whoa, Nelly.
One last one for you guys quick. What's a bigger deal? The fact that USA Cricket beat the number 6 team in the world, Pakistan, last week, or that Team USA for men's soccer had their first ever draw against Brazil last night?
Yeah, I think that one. Cricket, I don't know anything about. Brazil is the gold standard when it comes to football, non-Americano. So I think that is something that the Team USA could build off of. Do I think we're ever going to catch the big dogs in soccer? I think we have a better chance of that than catching whomever is great at cricket.
I didn't even realize we played it here.
Cricket goes for days.
This was the first time that USA was invited to the World Cup for cricket. they lost to India yesterday by 7 wickets. No idea what that means. No idea if that's close, but I know they lost. So that's all I've got on cricket.
Wickets.
I've tried to follow it and learn
those
it.
posts in the back.
So would we say that cricket is more like croquet than cricket, or croquet is like golf?
Cricket is like baseball compared to golf and croquet. I'd say that's an even comp.
All right, just wanted to get that out there. Congratulations to Team USA for reaching that point. I guess it's unprecedented for them. So congratulations to them. All right, that's it for Whoa Hunter. We will wrap things up. Coming up, want to remind you again, I hope you never have to make the call. Never. Because that means you haven't been seriously injured in an accident. But if you are, the one call to make, that's all, is to Gruber Law Offices. 414-276-6666, 414-276-6666. Go to the website, gruber-law.com. Find out more about the firm, about its history, about all its great lawyers, and about what David and his team do in our communities. Gruber Law Offices, one call. That's all. We'll wrap things up for today next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
On air, online, and on demand. Get all your favorite ESPN Wisconsin content anywhere you get your podcast for free. The new Wisconsin On Demand. It's free, it's everywhere, and it's for you. In season, off season, draft season. Whatever season it is, we are Milwaukee's place to talk green and gold. Listen, watch, or stream live whenever, wherever. 94.5 ESPN.
Do you worry about how much someone drinks?
Do you feel neglected or unloved? If you answered yes to any of these questions, you are not alone.
Al-Anon and Alateen can help. Call 1-866-200-0223 or visit alanon.org/help.
I want to learn how to cook, but I keep ordering takeout.
I plan to rearrange my closet, but I stopped after picking the clothes up off the floor.
Accomplishing goals is hard, but when your goal is to learn a new language, Babbel makes it easy. In just 15 minutes a day, Babbel's award-winning language learning app will help you start speaking another language. Start having conversations in as little as 3 weeks.
Comment tu t'appelles?
Comment tu t'appelles?
Vous êtes où?
Vous êtes où?
Babbel's bite-sized lessons make it easy to learn words and phrases you'll actually use. So when someone asks,
"How's your French going?"
you can say,
Babbel est amusant et facilite grandement l'apprentissage d'une nouvelle langue. Et cela ne prend que 15 minutes par jour.
When you want to really learn another language, it starts with Babbel. Babbel, language for life. Celebrating 10 million subscriptions sold. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. Just go to Babbel.com and start learning a new language today. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Brad Nortman, here from Kyle Bruston Nortman. The grand opening of the newest Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men in Oak Creek is here. Walk in anytime, 7 days a week. Take advantage of the grand opening special at Lady Jane's. Haircuts are just $20. That's right, a precision haircut. Hot lather, neck shave, and shampoo for just $20. Lady Jane's in Oak Creek on Howell Avenue. Walk in anytime, 7 days a week. Lady Jane's. It's wicked awesome.
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano for Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Injuries happen, but you don't have to play in pain or stay on the sidelines. Whether it's your kids dealing with a sports injury, college athletes, or the rest of us weekend warriors, the experts at Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin will quickly diagnose your problem, lay out a treatment plan that works for you, and get you back in the game. They fixed my knee. My mother-in-law is back on the dance floor with a new hip. These are the experts you can trust. Visit orthowisconsin.com.
Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. It's racing season at the legendary Great Lakes Dragaway, and our schedule of events is ready. We've still got our yearly holiday weekend races like Labor Day weekend, plus Nitrous Streetcar Brawl, Import Wars, and Night of Fire. You can also book corporate and private events. Take advantage of our season-long passes and even schedule a time to take your car down the legendary quarter mile. Go to GreatLakesDragaway.com for pricing and info. Great Lakes Dragaway, just a burnout west of I-94 on County KR. Be there.
This is Kevin Van Rossum, president of Three Tree Marketing. Send gifts to appreciate anyone, anywhere, anytime with a gift of your choice by using our gifting solutions technology. Our team handles it all, from concepting, site creation, as well as production of branded products. Elevate your brand's connection to its consumers by creating the ultimate gifting experience with us. Make the art of gifting effortless for yourself. At Three Tree Marketing, we chase partners, not orders. Visit threetreemarketing.com to see what we can do for you.
Summerfest 2024, presented by the Mukwonago Lions Club, is this weekend. Enjoy live music daily with youth baseball and softball games, plus a horseshoe tournament on Saturday. Bring your family to Field Park in Mukwonago as summer is here. Enjoy carnival rides, food, drinks, fireworks, and even free parking. Conclude the weekend with Sunday's parade at noon, followed by the Classic Car Show. Make plans this weekend to attend the Mukwonago Lions Club Summerfest 2024 at Field Park, Highways 83 and NN in Mukwonago.
You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
All right, Tausch, I want to wrap up with our Romeo Doubs conversation. I got a tweet here. If Doubs can clean up some of his drops issues, he's a legit candidate to become our number 2 wide receiver for the long term.
Yeah. I think that's how a lot of Packer fans feel, and quite frankly, that's how I have viewed it. And I think from a potential standpoint, Christian Watson, Dontavian Wicks, I think you can make a good case because of whether it's speed or whatever it might be. But I just think you get caught up in, where this guy's at and what he's done so far and not allow them to grow into something bigger. And Romeo Doubs has been completely stereotyped into being the 2-3. And I would just say, let's make sure we have an open mind and say, you know what, maybe Romeo Doubs as a number 1 is going to be a heck of a thing. We'll see.
Well, David, not David Silver, Brian Austin Green, I would say that he does not have an open mind. He's just a guy, really. He's the worst on the team in separation, and he gets double-teamed the least on the team. He's also been the wide receiver by default because of Watson's injuries and the rookies next to him. When Watson is healthy, he disappears as he should. Davey, I think you're going to be wrong on that.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I think you could make a case that has consistently, and obviously Romeo Doubs was injured for part of the season, but he popped a little bit with Aaron Rodgers for a stretch, and then obviously Christian Watson really emerged and had that great run that we compared Randy Moss's numbers because that's what it dictated. Mm-hmm. And if it's strictly on potential, I think you can make that case. But the NFL is about production. Mm-hmm. Potential gets people fired. Potential will get you a longer look. But that doesn't mean it's going to get you where you want to go. You got, like Tom Brady said last night, who's willing to put in the work? Seems like it's Romeo Doubs to me.
We'll put in more work tomorrow, thanks to Hunter for putting in some work.
Boy, it was fun. It was smooth sailing with Hunter today, man. Hunter, you done good, man.
Thanks.
Yeah, you got it.
We will welcome Jesse back tomorrow by telling him how great Hunter was.
Are we for sure he's coming back tomorrow?
It's fair. He might have more interviews to conduct.
Might be down at the Peach Pit getting a piece of pie, a cobbler.
That's blueberry. That's it for us today. We'll do it again tomorrow. Have a great day. Take care. Be good.
The Milwaukee Bucks are NBA champions.
The Bucks in 6 podcast presents a special series commemorating the Bucks